Hello and good evening. You're very welcome here to Shelbourne Park. My name is Barry Caul and tonight I'll be presenting Talking Dogs TV live here from Shelbourne. We also have Joe Sheahan down in Tralee where the SIS Race of Champions is the main event down there this evening. But as you know, we start here quick and fast. The runners are behind the traps for race 1 here tonight in Shelbourne Park, where currently trap 6, Rural Star, is your 6-4 favourite. He of course is a full brother of Frontamani, who is one of the joint favourites for the Oaks later on this evening here, kicking off at 9 o'clock. So dogs are just about to load in traps. So for the first time this evening, we'll say hello and join our commentator for tonight, Mr. Ian Fortune.
Yeah, thanks Barry. A cracking little A1 to kick off proceedings. It may be an A1, but there's a couple of these I would fully expect to be better than A1 in the future. Rural Star being amongst them. Another being Legal Thriller. I've spoken about him in the past on Talking Dogs TV. But they're here in motion. And so they're here on the way for the opener here tonight at Shelbourne. 1, Bellamedina Roxy. 2, Legal Thriller. 3 is Battle Cry. 4, Whitewood Axel. 5, Clona Mist. And 6 is Rural Star. The hare up behind traps and racing. Good start by trap 3 in the middle. Battle Cry now 4. Whitewood Axel showing all its early dash to lead around the opening bend. From in second spot 1, Bellamedina Roxy, and 6, Rural Star improving in third, but out front and still 4. Whitewood Axel sets a strong gallop. 1, Bellamedina Roxy is closing, so too 6, Rural Star. 2, Legal Thriller is flying in behind runners, but out front, and it's still 4. Whitewood Axel in tremendous form of late. Here comes 1, Bellamedina Roxy to the line. Whitewood Axel will hold on from Bellamedina Roxy, and Legal Thriller flying home in third. The winning time 28.84.
Well, congratulations to Laura Earl there. Her Whitewood Axel takes the first race here at Shelbourne Park. Fascinating contest to get us underway. Let's take a look at it again from the start. Trap 4, you're a winner here. Take a look at him. Comes away only moderately, but shows great early pace, as Ian mentioned in commentary, and already just gets himself about a length and a quarter clear into the bend. 1 went up well, Bellamedina Roxy, but 4 just shuts the door on her, and he has a 3-length lead as he enters the back straight. 6, Rural Star loomed up on the premises off the back straight, and as he hit the third bend, he looked like he was going to be a danger. But into the third bend, Whitewood Axel still setting a strong gallop. 16.29 to the third bend, still has a length and a half advantage here as they turn for home. And as hard as Bellamedina Roxy tries, she just can't claw him back, and he hangs on by about a neck. And trap 2, Legal Thriller, running well back in third. Ian, a decent start to proceedings there. 10-1 shot. Whitewood Axel takes the first. Bit of a surprise.
Yeah, tremendous performance by Whitewood Axel, but he, as I said in commentary, has been in tremendous form. Did show great early speed. You know, he is a son of Global Liberty who's more noted for stamina, but the Patsy Sabbath perhaps on the sire side is all about early speed, and this fellow, well, once he shot to the front, he opened up a racewing advantage. 1, Bellamedina Roxy is strong, and she did try her very best to close, but there was no catching Whitewood Axel, who really dug in the closing yards. Just watched 2 in behind Legal Thriller. I know I've pointed him out before. He's probably a dog that will want further in time, but out front, Whitewood Axel holds on from 1, Bellamedina Roxy, a tight finish, and back in third was 2, Legal Thriller. Great way to kick off proceedings here at Shelbourne Park. Great night's racing to look forward to.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yes, it is indeed. I'll just keep you up to date with a couple of changes on the card here tonight at Shelbourne Park and also down in Tralee. We'll start at Shelbourne Park in the 7th race this evening. The 750 contest. Trap 4 is out, and reserve J, Almighty Paddy, runs from trap 4. He's minus 3 pounds in weight. Well for him, I could do with that myself. Also in race 11 at Shelbourne Park, trap 1 is a non-runner, no reserve. And quickly down in Tralee, race 7, beg your pardon, trap 6 is a non-runner, and also race 6, trap 5 at Tralee is a non-runner. So runners are just about to go and pray down in Tralee. You can see them going through your shot there. So the first one we'll start with is Satellite Tango in trap 1. This one owned and trained by Jimmy Jones of Listowel. He's a son of Droopy's Roddick and Tormore Nosey. 1 win from his 4 starts. Trap 2, Cape Harbour, owned and trained by Michael McCallistrom. He's a son of Patsy Sabbath and Bua Bell, only having his 2nd start tonight. In 3 we have John Sugrew's Fermoil Blake. He's a son of Lahill Blake and Rural Romance. In trap 4, Millridge Willow. This one owned and trained by Quiva Marie O'Mahony. She's a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Sign On Katie. In 5 we have Match That, a daughter, I beg your pardon, of Chilmark Chaser and Miss Taff for Catherine Flavin in the stall. And finally out in trap 6 we have Looster Maxie, owned and trained by Mr James O'Say. She is a daughter of Ballymac Best and Fist with the Sky. So we're going to have a look at a couple of these in more detail. We will start with trap 2, Cape Harbour. No luck in recent debut around here on around Tralee actually on June the 5th. Had earlier shown promise in qualifying trial May the 11th. Still very young, and his dam Bua Bull has produced a few useful open race performers. Trap 4, Millridge Willows by sire of the moment Droopy Sydney. She was an emphatic debut winner over course in this last month when making all in 29.21. Bumped up against the hot one here last week, but she has shown good early in both her outings to date and looks a likely leader here. And finally out in Trap 5 we have Match That. He's yet to win in his 5 starts, but he has shown pace in defeat. He has shown a nice touch of early pace in a couple of his previous starts. A chance if he can beat Trap 4 to the turn here. The sire now, not many people would have known, Chilmark Chaser. He was a 9-time winner. He 28.41 around Tralee. Well bred, he goes back to the Martinstown Lady line. So I'm going to join my favourite man in the whole wide world down in Tralee tonight, Joe Sheahan. Joe, I'm going to start with Trap 1 to take the first in Tralee. What are your fancies, and welcome to the show.
Thanks a million, Barry. You'll probably say that to everyone. Welcome to the mighty Kingdom of Kerry. We're here in Tralee Greyhound Stadium. Some fantastic racing to look forward to. Cannot wait for the Race of Champions later on. But we have a very, very nice race for our opening race on the card. It's an A4 grade, but these are lightly raced, unexposed types. You never know what sort of greyhound may come out of an affair like this. Barry, you're on Trap 1. I'm going to go with Trap number 4 for the O'Mahonys of the Millridge prefix. Of course, very, very shrewd connections of this greyhound. Only 2 races, one on debut in a nice time of 29.21. But the thing I love about this greyhound is how well it's staying. Doing 14.36 home, and any greyhound doing that time around Tralee is staying strong. And I love a strong running dog. Only 2 races ran. This is his 3rd race tonight, but it's quite a wide open race. Satellite Tango, of course, for Jimmy Jones of Listowel, having its 5th start tonight, only July 19 whelp, so should be improving on the outside for James O'Shea of Tralee. Looster Maxi also has 2 races to its credit, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Millridge Willow. We got off to a flyer last week with tipping the first winner, so hopefully we can do the same now. We're heading over to our man in the commentary box, Mike Flaherty.
All in the hairs running for our first race in Tralee. 525 yards grade A, 4 in 1 Satellite Tango, 2 Cape Harbour, 3 Fermoy Blake, 4 Millridge Willow, 5 Match That, and 6 is Looster Maxi. Where we go for race number 1 in Tralee. 3 misses the break and 4 shows good early from 2 and 5. Then comes 6, 1 and 3 into the opening corner they go. Cape Harbour takes them around the first bend and pulls away by a couple of lengths from 3. Then comes 1, 6, 4 and 5. Down the back straight they go. Cape Harbour going well from Thermal Blake in second. Halfway stage is 2, 3, 1. Then comes 4, 6, 5. Third bend now. Trap 2 coming back to the field slightly. 3 gives chase in second, but has a commanding lead as they approach the final bend. Cape Harbour out in front, won't get caught here, turning for home and running well down towards the winning line. Cape Harbour wins the opener in Tralee from 1, close to third. 2, 1 Photograph. The winning time 29.06.
Congratulations there to Michael McAllistrom. His Cape Harbour wins on his 2nd start. So let's take a look at it from the start. Trap 4 breaks well there. Joe's selection, Millridge Willow, but 2 shows better early pace up and makes the bend comfortably Cape Harbour. Little bit of trouble in behind. 1 got clipped. 4 was done no favours and knocked back the 5th, but already Cape Harbour, you can see him, he's a 4.5 length lead halfway down the back straight, and he's stretching that now. He's maybe 5-6 lengths in front. Fermoy Blake running on strongly in 2nd place, but he can never land a paw on the one up front, and as they turn for home, this son of Patsy Sabbath and Bell Bull, only his 2nd start this evening, stays on powerfully to win in 29.06. Joe, at least my selection was 2nd. I gave the viewers some sort of a run for their money. You were back and forth, but not one to lose fight with just yet.
Well, Barry, from where we are now, the only way is up, and that's the good thing. We'll have to keep positive. Very, very nice performance here by Cape Harbour. Only had 1 start today, but remember, that was in the Novice Stake here in Tralee. It was a very, very hot stake, of which the final actually takes place tonight. That race was won in 28.48. Notably, it split that night, was only 3.41, improved almost by 3.5 lengths to the opening turn tonight, doing a split of 3.17. So a lot of improvement from Cape Harbour. Of course, Michael McAllistrom, a very shrewd operator with his greyhounds. An October 19 whelp, well-bred type. Who knows what this greyhound could take place in the future. But all in all, a very nice performance for our opening race here in Tralee. Looking forward to some top-class action ahead.
Thanks a million, Joe. Yeah, we do have a top-class programme for you here this evening. As I say, the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks gets underway at 9 o'clock. The SIS Race of Champions is due to go off at 9:22 down in Tralee. And we also have plenty of Irish interest in the English Derby at Toaster, getting underway at 7:17. Myself and Ian will be keeping you up to date on all happenings over there. Plenty of Irish interest. As I say, we've a runner in almost every heat, and I think it's the 3rd heat we might have 3 going with Ballymac Aerial also in there, looking to get her Derby Assault back on track. So our second race here at Shelbourne Park is of course the Imelda Grower 525. Imelda, as for many racegoers, is known as a photographer here. She's doing it a long time. I won't mention how many years in case she hears about this, but she's a long time servant to Shelbourne Park, and it's great to see a race named in her honour. So, as I say, the Sporting Press Irish Oaks was first run in 1930 in Harold's Cross. It's since changed venues a couple of times, but mostly been run in Harold's Cross. In 1992, Shelbourne Park took over the Oaks full time. It was ran a couple of times in Clonmel, Limerick, and of course Cork. So we're hoping for another fantastic final here this evening in Shelbourne Park. As I say, due to get underway at about 9 o'clock. The betting is currently, we have two joint favourites. Billy's Diva in 2 and Frontamani out in 6 are currently your 7-4 joint favourites. But dogs are about to go on parade for race 2 here at Shelbourne Park, so we'll pass over to Ian for the parade.
Runners on parade now for this second contest here tonight at Shelbourne. The photos by Imelda Grower, open 525. First up in red, New In Sheedy for Graham Holland and Larry O'Rourke. Son of Culavani Jap and New In Boodles. 9 times a score, ideally housed. 2, Costa Plenty for the Costalot Syndicate and trainer Jerry Mealy, son of Drubby's Roddick and Mary's Note. Brilliant early speed. 3, Much Debate, owned by Thomas Richardson, trained by Pat Guilfoyle. So my catching form on his card was flying into the corner last week but met traffic. 4 is Zoom, another dog with blistering early speed, owned by the Club of Champions Syndicate, trainer Mert Lahey, son of Culavani Jap, Droopy's Dorothy. 5, Massachusetts for Tamara Butler, son of Good News and Tullivan Fire. And 6 is Oran Don for Mary Gilbert and Des Gilbert. This is the son of Overlimit and Lug Hill Neve. They are the runners. It's your second race tonight. The photos by Imelda Grower, open 525. Not long left to place your bets. They're on the way to traps as we speak.
Thanks a million, Ian. So let's have a look at a couple of these in closer detail. We will start with Trap 2, Costa Plenty. He's a really likeable performer, approaching his 4th birthday and still running at the top of his game. He always sets a really good, strong standard around here. He's consistent at the boxes, he goes up strongly, and he's a hard dog to pass. He's won almost €24,000 in prize money, and he certainly likes it around here. The next one we're going to have a look at is Much Debate in Trap 3, a son of Good News and 50 Shades Nifty for Patrick Guilfoyle. Well, look, I know trials are trials, but it's simply impossible to ignore his sprint run here on the 5th of June. 18:39, and I make that the 3rd fastest time over 350 here in the last 10 years. Ardna Sewell Jet had 18:33 and 18:35, and I think he's the only one to go faster. He missed a break here last week from Trap 1, but he was just starting to motor as they hit the bend. Now I know he is surrounded by speedsters this evening with Costa Plenty on his left and Zoom on his right, but I think if he can break with them, he won't be disgraced to the corner, and I'd like to see him get clear down the back straight. I think he's a really big price at around about 5-1 with Boyle Sports today. And finally, we'll take a look at Zoom in Trap 4 for the Club of Champions Syndicate, trained by Mort Leahy. He's a real speedster as well when he gets it right at the boxes, and he ran well in a couple of rounds of the Produce Stakes at Clonmel recently. He will need to improve on his last sprint trial here of 19:05, but he's still quite lightly raced, and he can do himself justice here this evening. Of the rest, your current race favourite, Trap 1, New In Sheedy. He has some really smart form in the book around here late last year, including 29.25 for 550 in Shelbourne Park. He won an A1 stake final around Clonmel on the 5th of June, and he ran well here behind Agent Stanley last week. He's a 1 from 4 around Trap 1, from Trap 1 in Shelbourne Park. Some of the others we haven't touched, that Massachusetts, he's an outsider here, currently 12-1. Look, there's no doubting this one's ability. He won 3 of his first 7 around Galway in the summer of last year and displayed huge pace here in 28:15 trial last September. He's currently 0 from 9 around Shelbourne Park, and he's plenty of early pace on his inside this evening. And finally, Oran Don. He's a finalist in last year's St Ledger at Limerick. Has been quite lightly raced since. He clocked 28:05 here in the past and posted a fine effort on a return to action last week and pulling away to win an A Open contest in 28:54. Ian, I'm going to take a chance with Much Debate here in Trap 3. I think he's a really likeable sort, and I think that 18:39, well, there's not many who've gone faster around here in the past.
No, certainly not, but it is worth pointing out it is a trial. You know, fast dogs do fast trial, and always people get sort of sucked into the belief that it means he is blistering early speed. Again, fast dogs do fast trials. For all we know, he was doing 1870 to the first bend and absolutely hammered home. He could be lightened on the back. It's until you see it in the contest, the fact that he has a couple of fine displays around Thurles to back it up, and he was showing speed into the bend last week, would suggest he can certainly run, but he's going to need to be, because these are razor sharp. New In Sheedy probably boasts the best form of the inside few, and Oran Don on the outside, of course, a Ledger finalist. I'd be with the book bookends 1 and 6. Perhaps New and Sheedy might just get the run up the inside, and if he can produce something like the best form he showed in last year's Derby, well, he could take some stopping. I think he has a close to a 29-20 run on his card for 550 yards here at Shelbourne Park, and just a few signs of late that he's starting to return to that very fast form, owned by Larry O'Rourke, of course, who has a runner later on, the English Derby, Kamiko. So best of luck to Larry, both with this runner and Kamiko a little bit later on. We have a runner in every heat in the English Derby tonight, Barry. Hopefully we'll have 8 from 8. Unlikely, but you never know. There's the bell for this second contest. 1 New in Sheedy, 2 Costa Plenty, 3 Much Debate, 4 is Zoom, 5 Massachusetts, and 6 is Oran Dawn. Here coming up behind Traps. Racing, good start by Trap 1 up the inside. New in Sheedy, now 3 Much Debate showing early speed, and it's Much Debate from 1 New in Sheedy. The pair bump, but Much Debate recovers well to lead down the back from 1 New in Sheedy. Then comes 6 Oran Don on the outside, but it is 3 Much Debate who's showing plenty of promise down into that third bend. He's on by 3.5. 2 in second spot, 6 Oran Don and 1 New in Sheedy, but it is Much Debate off the final turn, leads up to the line, start to come back to the field. Here comes New in Sheedy at 6 Oran Don. Oh, it's a tight finish. Oran Don may have just got there from New in Sheedy. Much Debate may have needed the run. 28.68 the winning time.
He was just done. I think he was just done. He faded badly off the last bend. Much Debate, but look, he's still a very promising sort after that. Let's take a look at him. He's still a half a length clear there with 25 yards to go, but just watch Oran Don on the near side for Des and Mary Gilbert. Yeah, it looks like he's got there. I'd go 6-1-3 for Much Debate. Fascinating contest. That's 2 brilliant contests we've had so far. Let's take a look at this again from the start. Yeah, Costa Plenty breaks well from 2, but 3, he really does show good early pace and just clears the bend from New in Sheedy. They're good dogs he's going up to the bend with, so it's obviously does have a nice touch of early pace. And once he got 2-3 lengths clear here, I really thought it was race over. But he's got some good dogs in behind him in New in Sheedy and Oran Don. And into the third bend, he's 3 lengths clear. You still think he's home for all money here, really. Still holding a 3-length lead as they swing for home. And it really is only in the last 25 or 30 yards he ties up. He's still a length clear as he approached the 525 boxes the second time around, and he ties up badly in the last couple of yards. He's actually last as they hit the first bend second time around. Ian, Much Debate showed plenty of pace there. I think he could be one to watch.
Yeah, he is one to watch. It is worth pointing out his mother was a coursing bred. She was by Thomas the Tank, so perhaps not the stoutest of stayers, probably all about early speed, but he'll certainly win plenty of races, especially if he can just improve a half length at boxes to show the early speed against the likes of New in Sheedy and Oran Don. Was mighty impressive, but unfortunately he couldn't get there, and it was trap 3 Much Debate fading in the closing yards, and that allowed 6 on the outside, Oran Don, to get up and claim a 15th career success, owned now by Skippy Gilbert, trained by his wife Mary. He's been a great performer for the Gilberts, of course, and for his previous owner, Elliot White. So Oran Don certainly deserving of success. He didn't give it up, and he chased them down all the way to the line, got up in the closing yards.
Yeah, good performance, and congratulations to Des and Mary Gilbert to Oran Don. As you say, he has been a great servant. He was a Ledger finalist last year as well, and that's 2 from 2 now since back from a small break. He won here last week in 28.50, and again this evening there, coming from behind some promising types in 28.68. The first round heat of the the third round heat in the English Derby is about to kick off at 7:17. We have New in Session running in this one. We will let you know how he gets on, and of course at 7:35 we have Ballymac Fair One, Toolmaker Sydney and Ballymac Ariel all running for Ireland. That's due to get off at 7:35. But next up we have our second race from Tralee. It's the Barking Buzz app 525, and don't forget to get involved with Barking Buzz app this evening. There's plenty of great dividends around now that we have some spectators back on track. The total is that little bit stronger. There was 4 trios last night paid over €100 and a couple of forecasts in the €30 and €40 bracket as well. So don't forget to get involved with the Barking Buzz app this evening and see can you land maybe a trio or a forecast. I might have a couple of outsiders for us later on, so you can stick them in the pools and make a few quid. But as you can see there, dogs are on parade now for the second race here at Tralee. It is the Barking Buzz at 525, and in trap 1 we have Killeen Boy, this one owned and trained by Marion Lyons in County Limerick. He's a son of Confident Rankin and Sally Bog both. In trap 2, Millridge a Derby for Donald G. O'Mahony. He's a son of Sonic out of Millridge Puzzle. In trap 3, Fiora Bet. He's a son of Good News and Miles Dahl, owned by Miss Beth Reedy. In trap 4 we have Kilbeg Joe, he's a son of Patsy Sabbath and Hawthorne Pearl for Timmy Nolan. Out in trap 5 we have Razamataz Ace. He's owned and trained by Kevin O'Sullivan in Cork. He's a son of Spartan Maestro and Razamataz Shadow. And finally out in trap 6 for Brendan Malso we have Fire Height Maid. She's a daughter of Patsy Sabbath and Glenn Lee. So let's take a look at a couple of these in a little closer detail. We will start with trap 1, Killiana Boy. He won in his debut around Limerick by 13 lengths and an above average 28.96, you'd have to say. No luck in either start around Cork or Tralee since, and he's not raced since April. It was a fair comeback trial this month, and his win came in July 2020, so he's obviously had some setbacks, but he's a very interesting runner now back here in A3 grade. Next we'll look at trap 2, Millridge Derby for Donal O'Mahony, a son of Sonic and Millridge Puzzle. He won at his second attempt in a smart 17.73 for 3.25 around here last month, and a wide margin winner of a recent 4-bend trial on the 8th of June. His dam won 11 times around here, including a couple of A1s and a couple of 3.25s as well. And finally out in trap 6, Fire Height Maid for Brendan Malson. She's a well-bred bitch, won around here back in April from trap 6. She's a half-sister to the likes of Glen Lara Mack, who we'll see later on in the English Derby in Towcester, and Boyle Sports Bingo, who actually runs here this evening in a 750 contest. She's in good hands with Brendan Malsell and has a nice touch of early pace on the outside. Joe, I think this one's between 1 and 6. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, interesting point to note on Fire Height Maid, Barry, as you said, very well bred. Kildalan Pearl was its granddam, or Kildalan Maid, should I say. And that one threw some very, very nice types, including Ballydial Honey. So certainly has the breeding with Berkey Brown, famous bookmaker, just come in with the prices there. And has this one, the outsider of the field, at 5-1. Trained, of course, by Brendan Monsell, who's a very, very shrewd trainer indeed, and probably not one I'd like to be taking on. But yeah, very interesting trap number 1, a 28.96 debut win in Limerick. Very, very impressive on that occasion. To the opening corner was able to do 4.17 split, which is very, very good early pace in Limerick. Hasn't shown that spark in its last 2 runs and was off the track for 9 months in between that. Its most recent trial probably doesn't give too much of an indication of what to expect here, but one of the more interesting runners in the field. Millridge Derby, of course, for the O'Mahony family. That's their second runner of the night in the second race. Only 2 races ran and 1 win. 17.73 victory in the sprint was quite a good run. Fiora Brett for Bet Reedy of Ballyhigh. 8 races ran and still a maiden. Probably a tough assignment here. I'm going to side with trap 1 here. That 28.96 form around Limerick is very, very impressive form, and if we can repeat that, has to be thereabouts. Millridge Derby probably going to be there or thereabouts. Well, we're heading over to our man in the commentary box, Mike Flaherty.
All in, here's running for race number 2 in Tralee. 525 yards grade A 3 and 1, Kalina Boy. 2, Millridge Derby. 3, Fiora Brett. 4, Kilgilbin Joe. 5 is Razmataz Ace, and 6, Far Height Maid. There we go for race number 2 in Tralee. 1 and 2 are a bit sluggish, and it's 3, Fiora Brett, who takes them into the opening bend from 2. Then comes 6, 4, 5 and 1. Round the first couple of bends they go, and trap 3, Fiora Brett out in front from Millridge Derby. Then comes 4, 5 and 6 into the back straight. Fiora Brett going well at the halfway stage. Quickly opens up a 4-5 length advantage over 2. Then comes 4 as they race towards the final bend. Trap 3, Fiora Brett has led since trap rise and has a good 6 or 7 length advantage over 4. Kilgilbin Joe in second place, and turning for home. A great performance by trap 3, Fiora Brett, an all-the-way winner. 3 to winner from 4 and 5. Fiora Brett wins in a very smart time at 28.42.
Yes, congratulations there to Bet Reedy. That's a very impressive winner there, Fiora Brett, all the way winner. Another one for Good News. What a star he's turning in to be. Has taken him 9 attempts to win a race, but it does his night in 28.42. You can see smartly away from trap 3, shows good early pace to lead into the bend. He's about a length clear as they go past the sprint box, makes it 2 now, and from here on in he just stretches the advantage further and further. As they hit the third bend, he's going to be all of 5 or 6 lengths clear now. The others are chasing shadows in behind. Trap 4, Kilgulbin Joe runs on well to take second, but as they turn for home, it's still Fiora Brett, still must be 8-9 lengths clear, and up to the line goes on to win in a very smart 28.42. Joe, 28.42. It's amazing that it's taken him 9 starts to get off the mark, but a great performance there.
Very, very interesting, Barry. And it's 9 start, clocking 28.42, ferocious run. Now, I must say, I walked the track a while ago, and the track is in superb condition, loads of water, and very, very safe, and it's running extremely well tonight. But the 2:28.42 was still an exceptionally good one for Fiora Brett. And of course, this dam was a nice performer around Tralee, that had wins in the likes of 28.64, so perhaps not a surprise. this last couple of runs had been meeting some traffic and congestion time and time again, so I'm sure its connections are delighted to see Fiora Brett getting a clear run here tonight. Now, very interesting, from the splits coming home, was doing 14.05, which is real moving home. And I'm sure this Greyhound's next outing, perhaps it won't be over 5.25, perhaps 5.50 might be the next step up. Staying on like that is sure to be a contender over the longer distances. But all in all, very impressive performances, and well done to the connections of Fiora Brett, trained of course by Bet Reedy.
Yeah, thanks a million, Joe. So I can just tell you that New In Session has qualified in the first of the heats over in Toaster, finishing second place. I'm not too sure of the times, we'll try and get them for you later on. So, as you know, the main event here this evening is the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, and we're going to have a look at a breeding of all of the 6 runners during this evening's card. So we're going to start off with Trap 1, Susie Sapphire, and we're going to take our breeding all the way back to a bitch called Knock Even Joy, who was a decent race bitch back in the late 90s. She was a wonder dam, however, and produced the likes of Mustang Mega, who was bitch of the year in 2003, and also Mega Delight, who racked up 15 wins in a row in Open Race Company back in 2002 over 4 and 6 bends. And not only that, she has been the dam of wonder dog Westmead Hawk, who won the English Derby in 2005 and 2006, and of course Westmead Lord, who won the Derby in 2007. We just mentioned Mustang Mega, who herself threw Bluetooth Megan, that's Susie's great grand dam. She also threw the likes of Tyra Moseltoff and the early paced Miss Lee. Susie's dam, a Jetstream Lynx, won 16 times in all, mostly in Open Company and mostly over 6 bends, interestingly enough. It's her first litter. She's still very young. She's November 19, and it's aligned with huge pace and power, and they continue to throw huge pace and power to this day. That's Trap 1, Susie Sapphire. So, Ian, if you have a moment, I didn't really get a chance to look at New In Session. I've seen he did finish second. Looked to be in a small bit of trouble as they hit the first bend, but my focus was on Tralee. Nice to see him qualify.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he was always sort of in a decent enough pitch. Once he cleared Clara Lyon into the opening corner, he always looked likely to qualify in second spot, but never really made an impression on Silent Ace, who basically made every inch of the running to land the spoils. I suppose there was about a length and a half in it at the finish. New In Session, doing a bit of work late, but as I said, never really looked like getting to the leader. He's not a dog that's really flown around Toaster as yet. Perhaps it's still in him, but he's going to need to just jump up a length or two in the next week or two if he's to play a big part in this English Derby. But he's through, and that's 1 from 1 for the Irish already now into the quarter-final draw. The more the merrier, as they say. It'd be great to have 12 and to get on equal footing with the English in the semi-finals or quarter-finals.
Yeah, the English can do it all the help they can get after last night's 0-0 draw with Scotland. On to Scotland, that was a good performance by the Scots. I mean, not a lot of English people were giving out about the English performance, but you have to say fair play to Scotland. Anyway, back to Greyhounds now on race 3 here at Shelbourne Park. Runners are just about a minute away from going on parade, so let's take a look at a couple of these. It is, of course, the Joe Dolan Open 350 final. So this is for dogs that are coursing bred dogs. Either their sire or dam has to be a recognised coursing sire or coursing dam. So the semi-finals of this contest were ran here on Tuesday evening. There was 3 semi-finals here on Tuesday evening, with the first 2 qualifying from each semi-final. Coursing dogs tend to be a little bit bigger than their track counterparts. I think we've a bitch in here at 72 pound in trap 3, Rocket News. And we also have the great Ballymac Rule in here. If you remember, if you watched the programme a couple of weeks ago, he ran in the final of the Lee Strand, and on that occasion he'd 9 wins from 9 starts under his belt. He was beaten in that final, but he got his career back on track here on Tuesday night, and he now has 10 wins from 11 starts. It's a truly remarkable record. So they're just about to go on parade here, Ian. I know you're looking forward to this one, so over to you for the parade.
Yeah, runners about to parade for the final of the Joe Dolan ICC Open 350, arguably the best ever renewal of this competition. First up in red is Amazing Music for Dermot Lahey and the H&L Syndicate, a daughter of New In Wonder and Carol Clough, yet to win a race on the track. 2 is Ballymac Rule, this fellow 11 starts, 10 wins, owned by Liam Dowling, a son of New In Wonder in Ballymac Town. 3 is Rocket News for Pat O'Sullivan and Donal Lahey, a daughter of Good News and Rocket Hero. 4 in Yakarta, Smokey Leah, owned by Thomas O'Dwyer, a daughter of Azza and Smokey Zara. 5 is Crafty Magnifico for the Divilly Family Syndicate, a daughter of Crafty Gonzalo and Drumcrow Adele, a good semi-final winner in 1878. And out in 6, the second of the Liam Dowling owned and trained runners, Ballymac Floral, this daughter of New In Wonder and Ballymac Town, weighing in at 74 pounds, and she's another one with big claims after a fine semi-final success.
Thanks a million, Ian. So let's take a look, and we will start with the hot favourite Ballymac Rule in Trap 2. An absolutely stunning race record, as we've already mentioned. He's 11 starts, 10 wins. A fine trial here on June the 12th and followed that up with another stunning victory here on Tuesday night when clocking 18.68, and a repeat performance should suffice here. And unsurprisingly, he is your race favourite, currently 4-6. Trap 5, Crafty Magnifico, she's a likeable bitch, has a couple of good sprint wins around Tralee and powered home up the straight here on Tuesday to win in a very smart 18.78. Has a real chance if she can come away in her best fashion out in Trap 5. And finally we will look at Ballymac Floral, another runner here for Liam Dowling. She's a fine record of 5 wins from 8 starts. It's not quite 10 out of 11, but nonetheless it's not bad. She's some good sprint form around Tralee, including a 17.54 win in April, and has a fine draw out in Trap 6, and she's likely to be there or thereabouts. Now I'm going to give you one at a big price here, and I can just see on the tote behind me, 50-1. She was 33-1 with Boyle Sports this evening. Now you might think I'm going mad, but Trap 1 here, Amazing Music, ran here on Tuesday night in her semi-final. Now she went up the inside of a dog called Ballymore Rory. Ballymore Rory actually won this competition here last week, and he was unbeaten until he suffered defeat here last week. Now Ballymore Rory is no slouch, and I watched the replay of this race a couple of times. Amazing Music went to the bend quicker than Ballymore Rory here last week. She did meet trouble at the first bend, so ignore the fact she was beaten 8-1. She's now 40-1 on the tote, so somebody is listening to me. But if you are trying a trio or a forecast at home, it might be wise just to throw in Trap 1 here, Amazing Music. And I'm just hearing my director in me here, 33-1. Now what a gamble here on Trap 1, Amazing Music, 50s into 33s. Ian, you probably think I'm gone mad, but I'm going to go with Trap 1 maybe each way here.
No, I'm fairly sure you're mad, but that's, by the by. We're all entitled to tip up something at a big price. I think Ballymac Rule will take some stopping, to be brutally honest, but we'll soon see. The final of the Joe Dolan and ICC Open 350. The runners in Traps in 1, Amazing Music, 2, Ballymac Rule, 3, Rocket News, 4, Smoky Leah, 5, Crafty Magnifico, and 6 is Ballymac Floral. Here, coming up behind Boxes Racing, good start by 4. That's Smoky Leah, leads into the opening turn from in second spot. Trap 2 now, Ballymac Rule, showing good speed up the inside. 1, Amazing Music, 6 on the outside. Ballymac Floral makes her move, but off the front, and it is Trap 2. Ballymac Rule is going to make it 11 from 12. Up to the line, Ballymac Rule wins as he likes. Second is 6, Ballymac Floral, and back in third is 5, Crafty Magnifico. 18.78, 1 for the form guide.
2, Liam Dowling there, it's a 1-2. Look, Trap 4 there takes a flyer, Smoky Leah. My selection, Amazing Music, didn't come out well, but in fairness, she did show good pace up the inside, and again had no luck at the first bend. But there we have the classy Ballymac Rule going through. He's already 3 lengths clear as they turn for home. He's never going to be caught over this sort of a trip, and he powers home up the straight to win in 18.71. I'd say he could be Dundalk bound now for the 400 down there after that. 18.71, it's a fair performance. Ian, it's 11 wins now from 12. There's not many records like that around, but I think she did show a little bit of pace to the bend.
Yeah, absolutely. She did show a little bit of foot. She just can't handle the corner on that inside. I just wonder, maybe switch her to a middle seat or something, or perhaps hope that she just gets drawn a little bit further out. But Ballymac Rule, he really is a fantastically balanced animal. Like, he was the biggest runner in the lineup at 84 pounds, but you'd scarcely think it. He doesn't look like a coursing greyhound. He looks more like a track dog, and to build up a sequence like that, well, people will point to the fact that he's been running in coursing stakes, but he also ran through the Lee Strand and was brilliant in that competition. Failed to land the spoils in the final. It was his only defeat, but certainly there'll be plenty slower greyhounds at Dundalk if they go that route, and I certainly wouldn't bet against them going to the latter stages of the competition.
Yeah, I think the Dundalk circuit will suit him. A little bit of a longer run to the bend, and at 400 he stays it strongly, so he definitely will be an interesting type down around there. So next up at Toaster 7:35 is a big heat for the Irish. As we've mentioned, Ballymac Fairone looking to give Liam Dowling another winner, and we've Toolmaker Sydney for Robert Gleeson in Trap 3 and Ballymac Ariel out in Trap 4, so we'll be hoping for a 1-2-3 there to get through to the quarter-finals. Next up on the card tonight, we're back to Clonmel. Joe, if I have you for a second, 2 big races this evening. Obviously the Sporting Press Online edition Irish Oaks here, and the SIS Race of Champions down with you this evening. If I asked you for a double, what would your 2 selections be?
Frontamani, really love that pitch, but the Race of Champions, it's I'm not going to say it's wide open, because we have a 4-6 favourite in it, Explosive Boy, and he lit up the track last week. He really did. 29-22 to do that sort of run around Tralee was phenomenal. But a run like that it takes so much effort out of a greyhound to do a run like that. It can be very, very hard to repeat a run like that. But I'm sorry to keep going for a favourite, but yeah, Explosive Boy in front of Manny probably is my double. But if Explosive Boy doesn't trap, perhaps Ballymac Merlin could be the one to bring home the honours. But very exciting race. I cannot wait for it.
Cheers, Joe. We'll chat about that a little later on in the programme. So runners are going through your shot there down at Tralee for race number 3, and we'll start with trap number 1. It's Seamus Cooper's Token Fire Blaze. He's a son of Lahill Blake and Market Glory. 9 wins from 20 starts for this one, an impressive race record. In trap 2 we've the Jerry Griffin trained Good Times Again, owned by Mr. M.E. Dagger of Bristol. He's a son of Good News and She Has It All. In trap 3, Skips Paradise, a daughter of Paddy's Magic and Skips Rocket for Graham O'Leary and Tralee. Trap 4, Toast of Brazil, a son of Quietly and Droopy's Maid for Roger O'Reilly in Castle Island. In trap 5 we have Millridge Mia for Donal Mahoney. She's a daughter of Bickerton Boom and Millridge Misty. And out in trap 6 we have Off to Chicago. Wouldn't we all love that? He's a son of Adios Alonso and Big One, and owned and trained by Donal O'Connell in Abbey Dorney. So let's take a look at a couple of these. We will start with trap 2, Good Times Again for Jerry Griffin. Runner up behind a promising sort in New Inn Tic Tac on debut around Clonmel in April. Has a couple of nice sprint trials on his card. Experience against him here, but he's in good hands with Jerry and can be expected to improve further. In trap 3, Skips Paradise. She's a diminutive little bitch, only weighing in at £51. I mean, you think her last winner here at Shelbourne was £90, almost double the size. Look, she is diminutive in size, but she's won a couple of these and she's won 2 of her last 4 starts. It'd be interesting to see how she fares this evening. And out in trap 6, Off to Chicago. Well, as we say, this one is also almost double the size of trap 3, weighing in at £84. Has some nice winning lines of form, including a personal best of 17.67 in a hot novice event here in April. Draw may not be ideal, but looks the one to beat here from me. Joe, I'm going to side with Off to Chicago in trap 6. What are your thoughts for race 3?
Well, Barry, I can't disagree with you there by name alone, because this time 2 years ago I was off in Chicago for the summer, had a ball. So Off to Chicago was a finalist here in the red and white collar course, kindly sponsored by Gavin Johns and Paul Horrigan a number of months ago. And to get to the final of a sweep like that takes an awful lot of talent and some lovely runs on its card. 17.67 victory here in Tralee. It's actually coursing bred by Adios Alonso, but from this wide draw of trap 6 in the stripes has a massive chance. 3-1 with our bookie here on track, Berkey Brown. 6-4 favourite though from trap 1. Token Fire Blaze has 20 runs to its name, 9 wins. That's a phenomenal strike rate, and if it can repeat its run of 17.73 last time, sure to be thereabouts. There's a greyhound in this race I've been very, very excited to see since its debut in Clonmel. That's Good Times Again, of course, trained by Abbey Fieldman Jerry Griffin. Ran a fantastic race on debut in Clonmel behind a very, very nice sort, New Inn Tic Tac. Was forced to check at the third bend on that occasion, and this is a dog with a big, big engine. I've been very excited to see Good Times Again. He had his requalifying trial back last week. Perhaps he needs another couple of weeks to really come to fruition, but when I'm very excited to see Good Times Again. If I had to pick one, probably going to go with trap 1, 6 and 2, perhaps for our trio, but very wide open sprint here in Tralee. Over to Mike for the commentary.
For our third race in Tralee, 325 yards, grade S2, S3, trap 1, Token Fire Blaze, 2, Good Times Again, 3, Skips Paradise, 4, Toast of Brazil, 5, Millridge Mia, 6, Off to Chicago. Then we go for race number 3, 4, Trap Smartly in the middle, Toast of Brazil, it takes him into the opening bend from 1, Token Fire Blaze, shown good early pace up the inside, 1, 4, 6 in the line as they go around the first bend, 6 on the outside, Off to Chicago, getting the upper hand from 4, Toast of Brazil as they turn for home, 4 from 6, 6 getting half length up as they race down towards the second win line, Trap 6 doing it from 4 and 1. Off to Chicago, wins our third race in Tralee in 17.71.
Good victory there by Off to Chicago, 17.61. Joe, what a pair of tipsters we are. Doesn't come away great. Trap 4 sets the early pace there, Toast of Brazil, but good early pace shown by trap 6 Off to Chicago, and picking up the lead, running wide around, 3 wide around the bottom bends, picks it up by about a half a length, straightens up and runs powerfully to the second line. Trap 1 was a small bit unlucky, Token Fire Blaze on the inside, but a good win by Off to Chicago. That's now 4 wins from 8 starts and a win for me and you, Joe. That's my first winner of the night. You're 1 from 3. Good performance there by Off to Chicago.
Yeah, very, very nice performance. I think it's testament to Off to Chicago's genuineness, because it didn't show its best break at the beginning of the race, but really showed great determination and heart, powering through and showing great track pace. And this has only had 8 runs, 4 wins. That's a very, very good strike rate to date for its owner, Donal O'Connell. And great to see a coursing bred, of course, by coursing sire Adios Alonso doing well here in Tralee. And I'm sure this one is going to have a great sprinty career ahead of it, before perhaps going for some all-age types later on in the year in the coursing season. But all in all, very impressive performance here. 17.71, your winning clock. Very, very nice performance by Off to Chicago. Perhaps, Barry, we might take a trip to Chicago sometime with the sun shining down on our backs.
Don't mind Carlo, take a trip to, or don't mind Chicago, take a trip to Carlo at this stage, Joe. And looking forward to getting away anywhere I can. Just to let you know, the 7:35 at Toaster has just been ran. We had 3 Irish runners in it. Ballymac Fairone came out on top. Toolmaker Sydney qualified in 3rd place, and Ballymac Ariel unfortunately has been knocked out. They've done themselves no favours heading to the bend there, the Irish runners, but we'll have a quick chat with Ian about that in a couple of minutes. Ian, they're on parade there for race 4. Over to you.
Race in your card here this evening at Shelbourne Park is a competitive 575. The behind the lines with Frank Kieran open 575-1. Drumcrow Honey bidding to make it 7 on the bounce for trainer Roy Ruddy and Sienna Dalzell. This is a daughter of Skywalker Puma. Drumcrow Blossom. 2 in your card is Glenduff Cally owned by Sean Meany, a daughter of Kinloch Bray, so said Sarah. 3, Tinnock Phantom for Michael Devereux, a daughter of Ballymac Vic and Glen Lee. 4 is Droopy's Wyatt, Robert Gleeson for Eamon Ryan, Emmett Cronin, son of Lawhill Duke and Droopy's Sylvia. 5 is Tip Top Taylor, Paul Ryan, a daughter of Droopy Sydney Marlfield Taylor. And 6 completes the lineup, Clonfert Lorenzo, owned by John Young, a son of Droopy's Kane and Bay Kira. It's your 4th race here this evening, a 575-yard contest. It's wide open. They're on the way to traps, not long left to get involved.
Yes, thanks a million, Ian. I'll just give you a quick show betting here for our 4th race here this evening. Trap 4, Droopy's Wyatt, now 6-4 from 7-4. You can have 11-4 Tip Top Taylor in 5, 3-1 Tinnock Phantom in Trap 3. It's 6-1 Clonfort Lorenzo and Drumcrow Honey, and 10-1 Trap 2 Glenduff Cally. So let's take a look at our 3 against the field here. We will start with Drumcrow Honey for Roy Ruddy. There's not too many bitches in better form than this one. She's currently on an 8-timer. That's right, 8-timer. She's won her last 7 around Dundalk and Drumbro, and her last 2 wins have come in top grade over 525. She's yet to race over this trip, but she has come from behind to win over 525 in the past. Trap 4 for Robert Gleeson here is Droopy's Wyatt, a strong running tracker. He won the TP Weedick Open over 6 bends in Kilkenny in April, and he made it to the semi-final of the Cesarewitch in Mullingar last month. He won a recent sweepstake in Dumbro recently over 550, and this trip will suit him better. He has clocked 31-21 for this trip in the past, coming from behind in a stake going back a couple of months ago. And my selection in this race will be Tip Top Taylor. She was an Oaks quarter-finalist when she lost all chance at the boxes here a couple of weeks ago, but she made amends when leading all over this trip here last Saturday night. She's a massive chance to lead up early again here this evening with the likes of Droopy's Wyatt. Tinnock Phantom not the quickest early. I can see her actually out in the infield. A couple of times she sat down while she's walking around on parade. Must be a bit of a character. But look, I can see her leading up the outside here. She done 31.26 last week, her first time over the trip. I can see her going a little bit quicker than that tonight, and I can see her making all. Have a quick look at some of the others. Clonfort Lorenzo in Trap 6. He's a Mullingar regular. Track record holder for the 550 down there. He's a good card with 11 wins from 33 starts. He can go up well. Despite being a middle seed, he has won twice from Trap 6. However, he's 0 from 4 around here at Shelbourne Park. Tinnock Phantom, he's a Shelbourne Park regular. He really caught the eye in defeat here last week when just failing to relay in Trap 5 Tip Top Taylor. Strong running tracker, running really, really well lately, but he must hold Trap 4 to the corner for win purposes. And finally, the outsider Glenduff Cally. He's won his last 2 and actually 4 of his last 6 starts. He won over 6 bends in Cork in April and won in the Great here last Friday night. A big run over the distance in Cork June the 5th of 31.36. He may need to go faster to win here this evening. Ian, I'm going to side with Tip Top Taylor. Don't think there's much early pace on the inside of her this evening. I can see her going clear into the bend. Not clear, maybe a length or so in front, and I think she could be hard to peg back.
Yeah, it's not straightforward, Barry. There's no question about that. 3, Tinnock Phantom did show plenty of pace behind Tip Top Taylor last week. She can go faster, but if Droopy's Wyatt does produce his best form, I think he's improved since he was running 575 here at Shelbourne Park. He's, of course, run so well down in Mullingar in the Cesarewitch, and he also had a few fine runs in the TP Weedick at Kilkenny. He's a fast greyhound. There's no question about that. He's massive down the back straight, and I just thought if he came away on terms, the fact that you were suggesting there is not an awful lot of early speed in his inside. He just might turn a bit too close for comfort as regards Tip Top Taylor. Clonfert Lorenzo can also go up strongly on the outside. He did run very well again in the Cesarewitch, reaching the final. No luck in the final, of course. That none of the dogs really on the outside had any chance in that final due to Razzle Dazzle Curtis moving off from Trap 3. But No, it's an interesting affair. Of course, Drumcrow Honey's on a run of 7 straight wins, but this is considerably tougher, and over this 5-7-5 trip, there's nowhere to hide. I'll side with Droopy's Wyatt. I know he's probably a warm enough favourite, and it's not the most inspiring choice, but a winner is a winner is a winner, as they say. Yeah, just going to Toaster there. A good display by Ballymac, fair one. He really is turning into a really nice greyhound. He wasn't the fastest into stride. He showed good early speed. He took up the running on the inside off the second bend, charged into the third bend to go clear. Drumcrow Brent came at him in the closing yards, and he just held on, but there's no question Ballymac fair one is going the right way. Toolmaker Sydney ran well in third spot. He had to get the better of Swift Cope, which is no easy feat on the run in Ballymac Ariel. Unfortunately, the signs were there. She hasn't really been shining over in Toaster, and she'll be back here in Ireland very shortly. And so the runners now in. Traps for this behind the lines with Frank Kieran open 5-7-5. 1 Drumcrow Honey, 2 Glendove Cally, 3 Tinnock Phantom, 4 Droopy's Wyatt, 5 Tip Top Taylor, and 6 is Clonfert Lorenzo. Here up behind boxes, racing, good start by 2 up the inside. Glendove Cally, now 6 Clonfert Lorenzo, shown good early dash to lead into the bend from 5 Tip Top Taylor. Then comes 1 Drumcrow Honey, traffic on the bend, and 6 Clonfert Lorenzo finds himself clear of the field into the back straight. Traffic in behind for Drumcrow Honey and Droopy's Wyatt, but trap 6 Clonfert Lorenzo, the Mullingar 550-yard record holder, has 4 lengths in hand on the third bend from Tip Top Taylor and Tinnock Phantom. Droopy's Wyatt running on all too late. It's out front. Clonfert Lorenzo will win well for John Young. In second is 3 Tinnock Phantom, and tightened up for third. The winning time 31.28. Fine display by Clonfert Lorenzo.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah, fine display from Clonfert Lorenzo. Let's take a look at it from Traps. Takes a flyer from the outside, Clonfert Lorenzo, despite being a middle seed. But as we've mentioned, he has won from 6 in the past. Shows real good early pace up on the wide outside. Trap 1 showed pace up as well. Drumcrow Honey seeking 8 wins in a row. And Tip Top Taylor showed her usual dash up to the bend. But a little bit of trouble in behind between 1 and 5. And 6 Clonfert Lorenzo gets himself clear into the bend. He's 5 lengths clear into the third bend, I should say. And as Ian mentioned in commentary, he is the track record holder for 550. I know it's an extra 25 yards, but he was never going to be caught. He's strong over this distance out in front, and he runs on well in 31.28. So congratulations there to John Young. A big performance there on his 5th start in Shelbourne Park. He takes his first win in Shelbourne. So we're back to the Oaks now again. We had a look at the breeding of Susie Sapphire. We're going to now take a look at Trap 2, Billy's Diva. She's your 7-4 race favourite. So like Susie Sapphire, we'll go right back to the late 90s and a bitch in Billy's Diva's line called March Queen, who was owned and bred by Pat Dalton. She of course threw Airport Express, who was the former national track record holder for 525 and clocking 28.15. She was also named Brood Bitch of the Year in 2006 and 2007. Express Tune, the great granddam of Billy's Diva, won the Oaks in 2008 in Cork, and the Newbridge Oaks and the Southern Oaks in 2007. She in turn threw Express Dancer, the dam of Billy's Diva's dams, JT Sahara. JT Sahara is still only 7 and has so far thrown plenty of well above average performers. So they will be priceless pups if you could get your hand on a couple of those. That's Trap 2, Billy's Diva. So that's 2 of our 6 Oaks finalists we've had a look at. We will take a look at the other 4 in due course. But our next race now is back down to Tralee. For race number 4, it is the KG SSC Novice Stakes final over 525 yards. So let's take a quick show. Let's take a look at a couple of these. We're going to be looking at Sally and Amelia in Trap 1 for Patrick O'Connor. She's an unbeaten sort in this race. Out in Trap 5 we also have Connemara. He looks like he could be a potential star. He's 2 from 2 and won at prohibitive odds there last week of 1-6. It's a decent final. We expect some stars to come from this, especially the likes of Connemara, who's been sensational in his 2 starts. He won by 3 lengths on his first outing, and then again by 5 lengths last week in a fabulous 28.29. So he certainly is hot property, a son of Skywalker Puma, who unfortunately passed away a couple of weeks ago. There's even like when you look at the outsider in this race, Bobsleigh Dream 28.89, and he's going to be the outsider, no slouch. So there you go, you see the runners on parade, and you see Celine Amelia there. She's owned and trained by Patrick O'Connor. She's a daughter of Ballymac Vic and Cool of Annie Chloe, 2 from 2 so far in her career. Trap 2 is Slippy Hazel, owned and trained by John Gagan. She's a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Slippy Arctic Fire, only a February 20 this one. In trap 3 we have a Sidewinder owned by Kevin Rooney and trained by James Regan. She's a daughter of JT Jet and Blindside. In trap 4, Bobsleigh Dream for Willie Joe Murphy, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Bobsleigh Jet. In trap 5 we have possible star in the making here, Connemara, owned by Gavin Johns and trained by Patrick O'Connor, a son of Skywalker Puma and Slipaway Rose. And out in trap 6 we have Mohane Socks, owned and trained by Master Cormac Daverin. He's a son of Ballymacvick and Mohane Misty. So let's take a look at one of our unbeaten runners in trap 1. It's Celine Amelia. As we mentioned, she is unbeaten. She's qualified well and won on her debut from this box on the 5th of June. She improved on that last week when making all in 28.55. She's perfectly drawn again here tonight, and she's a real chance if she can lead up early on the rails. In trap 2, Slippy Hazel. Well, this one qualified well and ran a blinder on debut when only 3 lengths behind Connemara. Got off the mark at the second attempt last week and getting up late. She's the joint youngest here with trap 4, only a February 20, and she's open to any amount of improvement. And finally in trap 5, Connemara. He has looked a real star in the making. He's won all of his 3 qualifying trials and has been foot perfect in both starts to date. His 28.29 here last week is the second fastest time around Tralee and a fabulous sectional to match of 3.06 there last week in that winning performance. Joe, it's hard to look beyond Connemara. He looks like he's a real star in the making. You have to be sweet on his chances here, Joe.
Definitely, Barry, but he's a 4 to 6 shot. I wouldn't like to be laying this Greyhound at 4 to 6 after his performance last week, winning in 28.29. Most notably, though, coming home in 13.98. That's real moving coming home. Perhaps he's a Derby type. 2 years ago, we had Lenson Bocco, who won this competition. He went on to win the Derby. Could be Connemara, but from the trap 5 draw, perhaps that's why he's a 4 to 6 shot with some of the bookmakers. Celine Amelia was so impressive to date. Unbeaten, 28.69, 28.55 her victories to date. Coming home in 14.10, so she's really staying strong. She's only 52 pounds, this bitch. Small in size but massive in heart, and Tralee is that kind of a track that is more kinder to the smaller kind of greyhounds. It's a tight kind of track and certainly suiting Celine Amelia to date. Slippy Hazel for the Gagan family of Athay. They're very, very shrewd people with greyhounds. This is a homebred for the Gagans, and of course the dam is out of Global Liberty, who threw the superstar Slippy Keen. Victory in 28.87, staying on strong last week. And this greyhound, at only 14 months old, did a 29.15 qualifying trial. That shows you the talent that Slippy Hazel has. James O'Regan is a very, very talented trainer as well, and he runs Sidewinder for, of course, Kevin Rooney from Dublin. 2 very good placed efforts, coming second, clocking 28.76 last week. So another very talented greyhound there. Bobsleigh Dream for Willie Joe Murphy, perhaps not one of the favourites here in this race, but if gets a clear run, could be thereabouts. Mohane Socks runs for 12-year-old Cormac Davern from Bruff, and of course the Davern family very, very shrewd at their greyhounds, and I've been speaking to them during the week. They've been very, very excited. It's hard to look past Connemara at 4 to 6, 28.29. What a fantastic performance he put in last week. If repeated that, and 3.06 sectional with early pace, should see Connemara take this race. But it's a very, very hot race, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these pups can do in the future. We're heading over to Mike for the comment.
Of Kingdom Greyhound Stadium Sports Club, N2 and 3 sweepstake. 1 Celine Amelia, 2 Slippy Hazel, 3 Sidewinder, 4 Bobsleigh Dream, 5 Connemara and 6 Mohane Socks. Where we go for race 4 in Tralee, and 6 breaks Robert Clydes with 5 and 3 leads him into the opening turn. Sidewinder out in front from Celine Amelia as they go towards the second bend. 1 runs a great couple of bends there, takes up the running at the turn and leads from 3, then comes 6 wide 4 and 2. Down the back straight they go, 1 being joined by 3 again. Sidewinder takes up the running into the third bend, goes a length clear from 1, got back to 6 5 4 2. Into the final bend they go. Trap 3 Sidewinder showed good early pace, but 1 still with a chance. 6 is closing as he come round the final bend. Sidewinder out in front from Celine Amelia and pulling away to win the race. 3 to winner from 1 and 6. Sidewinder takes our novice sweepstake final in a time of 28.42.
Yes, thanks Mike. 28.42 again there this evening. Big congratulations to Kevin Rooney and James Regan. Takes a flyer from trap 3. That's obviously his fastest sectional today, and shows good early pace just to hold up 1 on the inside. Trap 5 was an all sorts of bother out the back, and look, he's 5 lengths off them as they hit the back straight. But fair play to trap 3 Sidewinder. He's in a good buckle with the unbeaten Celine Amelia down the back straight, and he outpaces her just into the third bend and takes it up by a length. A tougher moment, Celine Amelia was going to battle back up the inside, but as I say, All kudos to Sidewinder, straightens up and runs home a powerful winner by about 3 lengths in 28.42. Joe, I would have needed 3 or 4 attempts to find Sidewinder, and that has to go down as a bit of a shock.
Perhaps in some opinions it might be a bit of a shock. I'm not too shocked. James O'Regan is a very, very talented local trainer. He knows how to produce a greyhound and was finishing quite well on its previous starts. Came home last week in 14.05, and going by that splits I was thinking to myself if he was there or thereabouts at the third bend. Of course Connemara was a worthy favourite prior to the race. Things just didn't go his way, but for Gavin Johns, who's a fantastic supporter of this sport, he's a very, very exciting prospect. In fact, all the 6 runners of that puppy race are very, very bright prospects. But yeah, Sidewinder, very, very impressive. 28.42 your clock. Came home in 13.94. So perhaps you will see this greyhound running over the 550 distance in future. Well done to Kevin Rooney and James O'Regan. Fantastic performance. Well done to all Connections. And very, very exciting times for Connections going ahead.
And Joe, I still think we only have the one winner from 4 races so far down in Tralee, so we will have to try and book that up. So they're just going to traps for Toasters next heat, the 7.54. 3 representatives again: Ballymac in 2, Kamiko in 5, and Brendan Matthews. Unlock is in trap 6. I will let you know how they get on there in that heat. Perfect timer for Ian Fortune. He won't be able to watch this heat. Just about to go on parade in Shelbourne Park. I'll have a look and tell you how they get on. Ian, over to you.
Yeah, runners about to parade for this 5th race. The Charlie Blanning Over My Shoulder Open AO 550. The runners in 1, Glencorbury Duke, owned by Jerry Melia and owned by Stephen Barrows out of Kinlochbray and Penny's Queen. Next in the blue jacket, we have Razzle Dazzle Monarch, Neilus O'Connell for the Kildare Kilcolgan Syndicate, care of Karen Gagan, a son of Makeshift and Razzle Dazzle Prue. 3 in your card, Epic Hero, the Ledger Champion for Tommy O'Donovan, a very talented son of Dribby's Jet and Ravenna, owned by Ger Hutton. 4, JT Wexford, looked a real prospect around Enniscorthy, is a son of Romeo recruiting JT China, representing the powerful John Turner. Paul Hennessy team. 5 is Bielsa's Rebel, owned by Mark O'Shea, a son of Kieran Lynch, Rocky Bay Foley and Miss Flash. Out in 6, Another Dream for Mert Lahey and Pat Scully, a son of Ballymac Esky and Catgirl. Well housed on the outside, this fellow. And they are the runners for this 5th race. The Charlie Blanning Over My Shoulder Open AO 550. They're on the way to traps.
Thanks, Ian. Ian, just quickly, I think we got 2 through there: Unlock, and Ballymac 2nd and 3rd.
It's pretty tight. I'm just trying to watch the replay here because, as you know, I was doing the parade, trying to take a glance every now and again. Ballymac Wild and Unlock, 5th and 6th down the back straight, and the 2 of them charging up the home straight. Ballymac Wild really did look in trouble. He was in a pocket where at least Unlock was getting a clear run around the outside, around the bottom 2 bends. She looked certain to qualify, hitting the final bend because she had made her move. She'd gone into 3rd spot and she flew up the home straight. I think she forced a photo finish for victory, but Ballymac Wild running on very strongly to get the better of 10 Pin on the inside, the Great English Hope, prior to the competition. Well, he didn't really produce it through the stake and he's now crashed out, but in the end it looks like Forest Gold has held on in a very tight finish with Unlock 2nd, and Ballymac Wild running a remarkable race to qualify in 3rd. So yeah, another 2 through. That's 5 from 3 heats. Let's keep up this strike rate.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, 10 Pin, as Ian mentioned, the Great English Hope. He hasn't really fired in this contest so far, and that's the end of his derby there this evening. Right, back to Shelbourne Park, race 5, the Charlie Blanning Over My Shoulder, Open 550, and let's take a look at a few runners here. We're going to start with trap 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch. He's had no luck in the Race of Champions around Tralee last week, but prior to that he had been running pretty consistently around here in top company. He won a top grade 525 here on the 8th of May, as you can see, and he always gives his all, and he's very rarely out of the frame. He's a real star around here, approaching his 4th birthday. Next one we'll take a look at is your favourite here, currently 8 to 11, Epic Hero. There was a bit of 4 to 5 about this one this morning. It's now gone. He's a real star in his day. He won the Irish St. Ledger in 2020. You can see an Oran Don win on the card earlier on. He was down the field in that Ledger final. Look, this fella's clocked 29.19 over this trip here last summer. Returns from a break tonight, and if he's anywhere near the form of his 29.19 spin, then he'll take all the beating here. Look, a decent comeback trial here, 18.70, and his run of 29.19, as we mentioned, did come from trap 3, so no issues with the boxes. And out in trap 5, One for the Leeds fans, Bielsa's Rebel. He's a son of O'Rourke Foley and Miss Flash. Won 4 of his 9 starts. He's an informed tracker and he is stepping up in class tonight. But look, he's won 3 of his last 4. Making his Dublin debut tonight does face a tough task. Of the rest, we have Jerry Media's Glen Corby Duke in trap 1, owned by Stephen Barrett. He's a generally consistent performer. Not being in top form of late, it has to be said. And he hasn't won since November 20. But his best form would give him a chance. He needs the return of his personal best over this trip at 29.82 to land a blow in here. JT Wexford for Paul Hennessy and John Turner in trap 4. He was a beaten finalist in your dad's racing in the Michael Fortune future champion on race stake at Enniscorthy at the start of his career. Has shown massive pace in a couple of starts. Hugely impressive in Enniscorthy when posting 28.37 in only his second start, and he's a very interesting runner tonight. And finally, out in trap 6 for Mort Leahy, we have another dream, a Shelbourne Park regular. Ran well behind the impressive Knockboy Flight over this trip on the 21st of May. He's well drawn out wide here tonight, and a decent start would see him race up with the pace early on. I'm going to side with Epic Hero. As I say, he is an 8 to 11 chance, so nothing massive here. He's currently 3's on the tote. A bit of value about the top on the tote, 25 to 1, 7 to 1 trap 2. Razzle Dazzle Monarch on the tote. As I say, he always gives his all. But I'm going to side with trap 3 here, Ian. Epic Hero. Interested to see how trap 4 gets on too, JT Wexford.
Yeah, indeed, a cracking contest, but the classic winner in trap 3, Epic Hero. He's certainly up to this task, especially if he hits the lids, and that's often his problem. He's just not quite the sharpest at boxes at times, but his trial is good, 18.70, which suggests he's in good form. JT Wexford never really handled Toaster, so great to see him back here on Irish soil. Well, the runners now in traps for this 550. In 1, Glen Corby Duke. In 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch. 3, Epic Hero. In 4, JT Wexford. 5, Bielsa's Rebel. And 6 is Another Dream. Hair up behind traps. Racing. Good start by 1 up the inside. Glen Corby Duke leads clear to the opening turn. From in second, 6, Another Dream. Then comes 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch. And 3, Epic Hero back in 4th spot. But still, it's Glen Corby Duke that races on by 2.5. Now 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch is really charging into that third bend and strikes the front. It's Razzle Dazzle Monarch has gone on from 1, Glen Corby Duke, and 3, Epic Hero. Bielsa's Rebel trying to close, but off the final turn it's 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch would lead to the line. Epic Hero running well to grab second, with 1, Glen Corby Duke back in third, but Razzle Dazzle Monarch, a fine display. 14 career successes for him. Well done to Neil O'Connell and the Kildare-Kilcolgan Syndicate.
Yeah, congratulations. As you can see, if you could pause this race after 50 yards, you would have named the winner, with Razzle Dazzle Monarch getting a lovely run up the inside after Glen Corby Duke moves wide after a flying start. Glen Corby Duke, in fairness to him, sets a strong pace down the back straight. He's 2 lengths clear of Razzle Dazzle Monarch, but Razzle Dazzle Monarch is strong over this trip and he picks it up at the third bend. Epic Hero done some good running to get himself into third as they approach the last bend, but he's never going to pick up Razzle Dazzle Monarch. As I say, he's strong over this trip and he stays on well to win in 29.77. Close for second. I think Epic Hero just got up for second place, but take nothing away from the winner, Razzle Dazzle Monarch. As Ian mentioned, that's now 14 career wins, and now that takes him over the £10,000 barrier. In a good performance by this near veteran performer.
Yeah, he just never runs a bad race in. A nice pitch on the corner, shoots through on the inside, passing Another Dream. You see Epic Hero just didn't get off to a good start. He making up ground throughout, but down the far side, and Razzle Dazzle Monarch was just simply too strong for Glen Corby Duke. Hit the front, went on about it, wins comfortably in 29.77. A good run from this fellow. He's an October 17 whelp, so there's a little bit of time left in him, but that's win number 14. Nothing wrong with his strike rate. 3, Epic Hero, I think, just grabbed second from Glen Corby Duke, who'd been so fast into stride. But it was all about Razzle Dazzle Monarch, a very impressive winner.
Was indeed. Congratulations again to Needius O'Connell. So next on to the next of our Oaks runners, we're going to have a look at the breeding of trap 3 here, Highview Magnet. And I went all the way back to the 1940s and found a bitch called Edna's Hope, who won the coursing Oaks down in Clonmel. So that's going back quite a while ago. Look, her grandam was a bitch called, the grandam of Edna's Hope was a bitch called Glittering Millie, who in the 50s was one of the main bitches who started Pat Dalton's breeding operation. And if you are into your breeding, it's well worth having a look back at Glittering Millie to see what an influence she had in the 50s. I can trace the Highview Magnet's line right back to 1972 and a bitch called Air Power. And Air Power was owned by Patrick Merriman. And this is truly remarkable stuff, because since 1972, every one of the daughters and granddaughters and so on of Air Power lead up to Highview Magnet. So since then you had Air Power, Polly Peer was owned by the Merrimans, Carefully Glory, Choice Girl, Choice Highway, right up to the 90s, Highview Highway, Blue Highview, and the Dam of Highview Magnet, Highview Idol, were all owned in some shape or form by Dolores, Jerry and Patrick Merriman. So it truly is a remarkable feat to have this bloodline going since 1972, and there's nobody in the country that wouldn't begrudge them a big success here tonight. So that's Trap 3, Highview Magnus in the Oaks. So we're going to head to Tralee for race number 5. They're just about to go on parade, and the first one up is a Confident Rodman in Trap 1, owned by Jermoira Cairns and trained by Porrick Regan. He's a son of Taylor Skye and Garrison Berlin. In Trap 2 we have Canty's Forge, a son of Kinloch Bray and Sleepy Quiva, owned by the Brazil Syndicate, care of Dan Brazil and Ard Fart. In Trap 3 we have Morris Harty's Lasna Jet, a son of Droopy's Jet and Lara Charetta. In Trap 4 we have Barnfield Coco, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Burgess Madam, owned and trained by Patrick O'Leary in Charleville. In Trap 5 we have Catty Scanlon's Ballyelan Josie, a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Ballyelan Comet. And finally, out in Trap 6 we have Treaty Pearl. This one is owned and trained by Tony Barry and Donald Daly in Newcastle West. She's a daughter of Droopy's Cane and Treaty Lady. So our 3 against the field here. We will start with Trap 1, Confident Rodman, a consistent performer with 20 top 2 finishes from 31 outings, a decent record. Personal best actually last time out, and flying out and making all in 28.76 with a very fast 2.98 sectional to match. Yet to race in A1 company, but clearly in fine form and has won from this box before, which will help. In Trap 2 my selection here is going to be Canty's Forge. He has been noted as finishing well in some previous outings and could have a perfect draw to work with from here tonight. If Trap 1 goes up strongly as usual, he could slot in behind and pick up the pieces late, similar to what we've seen here in our last race with Razzle Monarch at Shelbourne Park. And out in Trap 5 we have Ballyelan Josie for Cathy Scanlon. She finally opened her account at the 8th time of asking last week when leading late to record a career best of 28.77. Look, her slow starts have been her downfall, but she's a bitch in form, so don't ignore her. Joe, I'm going to side with Trap 2 here, Canty's Forge. How do you see the 5th race?
Barry, you're going to kill me stone dead. I never sent on Ballyelan Josie as a non-runner to you, and I sent on the other 2, but it was a very, very late. Unfortunately, Ballyelan Josie isn't running this race. The Trap 5 is vacant, so Barry, try not to kill me when you see me. Yeah, Canty's Forge, as you said, Barry, is a very, very impressive greyhound today. 7 runs and has been in the frame 4 of those. Has some good staying prowess in its races to date. Confident Rodman, as you say, trained by Padraig Regan, a model of consistency. 31 starts and 23 of those starts has finished in the first 3. Has a 2.98 sectional done last week and a victory in 28.76. 2.90. Very, very few greyhounds dip under the 3-second early pace section, and if you can do 2.98, you have a very, very good early pace. And with a strike rate like Confident Rodman has, it's no surprise to see him in at around 5-2. Vying for favouritism. Barnfield Coco course runs for Patrick O'Leary of Charleville, and lightly race type is only 4 races to date. It could be a bit of improvement, but the one I really like here is Treaty Pearl. Was a very, very impressive winner here last weekend, coming from the rear end of the field from 5th or 6th, having victory in 28.87 for Tony Barry and Donna Daly of Newcastle West. This greyhound came home in a sectional time of 14.10, really moving from the 3rd bend home. If he can get a clear run on the outside from the stripes of Trap 6, I know it's an inside seed and some of his victories have come from the inside. If he can get a clear run on the outside, I think Treaty Pearl will be bang there at the business end of things. I'm going to go for Treaty Pearl, Confident Rodman and Canty's Forge to be in the trio as we head over to Mike Flaherty for the commentary.
All in here, starting for our 5th race here in Tralee. 55 yards, grade A1. In 1, Confident Rodman. 2, Canty's Forge. 3, Lazina Jet. 4, Barnfield Coco. 5 is a Vacant Trap. And 6 is Treaty Pearl. Where we go for race number 5 at Tralee. 3 bursts clear from the traps and leads 6, 1, 2 and 4. Lazina Jet out in front and leads 1 on the inside. Then comes 2. 3's checked badly at the drop there and has allowed 1 and 2 to chase on as they go down the back straight. It's 1 from 2. Then comes 4, 6 and 3. 4 gaining the upper hand on the outside. Barnfield Coco leads me into the 3rd bend from 1, who's slightly crowded there. Confident Rodman, but it's Trap 4, Barnfield Coco, who's kicking on from 1. Then comes 2 as they come around the final bend. Got Barnfield Coco, more trouble behind, and Trap 4 is going to land our 5th race nicely for the winner from 1 and 3. Barnfield Coco wins race 5 in Tralee in 29.09.
Yeah, Barnfield Coco takes a messy enough affair there in Tralee. Let's take a look at it again. Tralee, I think it is flash from traps. Yeah, Lassen the Jet takes a flyer. Hasn't quite got the early pace, and 1 and 2 just go up on the inside of him. A little bit of trouble here there. I think 3 just checked off. He did. I think the hair has stopped there, at the escape. But that allows 4 to take up the lead as they hit the third bend. He goes on by a length or 2. Again, a little bit of trouble in behind. 3 again, it gives a 6 and 2 a little nudge. But look, take nothing away from 4. Barnfield Coco runs on strongly to land this 5th race by 5 or 6 lengths in 29.09. Joe, you'll get a chance to look at this replay again. I think Trap 3 just checked at the pickup first time around.
Yeah, I just had a look at the replay a couple of times, and 3 had it, Lassen and Jet had it all going its way and was running quite well, and then just around probably the second bend and marching on between the second bend and the back straight, spotted something, and obviously something has caught its eye and just kind of momentarily got distracted and unfortunately lost a bit of ground in the meantime, allowing Barnfield Coco for Patrick O'Leary from Charleville. Only had 4 starts to date, so unlightly raced, an unexposed type. Quite an exciting greyhound, has 28.85 to its credit, so very, very good performance. Unfortunately for Trap 3, lost ground, and that probably paid its chances in this race. Confident Rodman ran on quite well as well for Padraig Regan, and another very, very consistent greyhound, always in the money. And Trap number 3, Lassana Jet, the one who checked, lost that ground, and unfortunately in the meantime came third. But very, very impressive performance by Barnfield Coco, having only its 5th start, 29.09, and is very young as well, only October 19. So very exciting greyhound, and a very nice prospect for all Connections, and well done to Connections there to Barnfield Coco, winning for the O'Leary family, winner of our 5th race here in Tralee.
Thanks a million, Joe. Joe, it's hard enough to try and pick winners for the people at home down in Tralee. Can you just have a quick look through your card and make sure you have all the rest of the runners right? Because, as I say, it's hard enough to pick winners when you're giving me dogs that aren't even running, you know what I mean? Give me some sort of a chance, Joe. Right, we'll leave Joe have a little chuckle here. Hopefully he can get his house in order. It's not hard to tell me what sort of dogs are running, making me look more of a fool than I already am. So thanks for that, Joe. On to race 6 here at Shelbourne Park. It is our second of our spring contests this evening. It is the Jerry McCarthy on the Grapevine Open 350, €500 to the winner here. They're just about to go on parade. I'll give you a quick show of betting. It's quite open. Glenquain Pat is 9-4 favourite. Ella Supremo 5-2. 50 Cashback is 3-1. Next in is Bulmer Santini in Trap 5 at 7-2. You can have 8-1 Clonkeen Razor in 2. And the outsider in Trap 3, fair option, is currently at 10-1. Just about to go on parade. We'll pass over to Ian Fortune.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Just on parade, as you can see. The runners for this Jerry McCarthy on the Grapevine Open 350. The first up we see Glenquain Pat, owned by Damien Cunningham, Liam Curley, a son of Patsy Sabbath and Glenn Lees. Lovely early speed. This fellow, good winner over this trip, his second last start. On to Trap 2, Clonkeen Razor for Keith Powell and the Flick the Kettle Syndicate, son of Linson Rocky and Pantone Mini. 3 on your card is Fair Option for Ruby Collins, a son of Skywalker Puma and Pinky's Glory. 2 wins from 8 outings for this one. 4 is Ella Supremo. Peter Cronin owns and trains this fellow alongside Alex Antonio, a son of Ballymacbest and Mashmad Eyebrows. 5 Bulmer Santini, Jamie McGee for Keith Mahan, son of Lawhill Blake and Bulmer's Baby. And out in Trap 6 is 50 Cashback, who lit up last year's Fair Warrior, only to fail in the final, owned by Dennis Crowley. He's the track record holder at Mullingar for the 400 yards, a son of Lawhill Blake and Ravenswood Emily, with a fine straight rate of 11 from 22. It's your 6th race tonight, the Jerry McCarthy on the Grapevine Open 350. They're making the way to boxes.
Thanks a million, Ian. So, as I say, Glenquain Pat currently your 2-1 favourite. So, we will take a look at a couple of these in a little bit more detail. We will start with their race favourite, Glenquain Pat. He's a speedy tracker, as Ian mentioned in his parade. He's a speedy tracker when he gets it right, that is. He won a sprint in his debut around Newbridge in 17.85, and he has only had one other sprint run since, and that was another win over this trip here in 1868. He switches back from 4 bends to 2 bends, and if the break doesn't catch him out, he, for me, is the one to beat. Out in Trap 5 we have a Bulmer Santini for Jamie McGee. No luck when last seen here behind Traps 3 and 4. He missed a break on that occasion, and he was left with little or no chance after that. Look, he undoubtedly has the pace to figure. He's 17.49 for the 325 in Newbridge and 28.42 for 525 over 4 bends here. He must start better than last week. The draw is not ideal out in Trap 5 for him this evening. And out in Trap 6 we have 50 cashback for Dennis Crowley. Son-in-law Hill Blake and Ravenswood Emily. He's a smashing card with 11 wins from 22 starts. As Ian did mention, he twice broke the track record at Mullingar last October for the 400. He was a finalist in the Greyhound and Pet World Super Sprint at Cork. He makes his Dublin debut tonight, and he's a very interesting runner. And as the night we are in is the Oaks final, his dam, I'm pretty sure Ravenswood Emily was an Oaks finalist in 2015. We'll have to check with the man with all the knowledge, Ian Fortune, but I think Ravenswood Emily was a Oaks finalist behind Ballydoyle Honey. I'm going to side with Glenquain Pat here in trap number 1. The next race at Toaster's up shortly. The Irish have 3 runners: Native Maestro, Ballymac Kingdom and Beach Avenue out in trap 6. We will get you the result of that shortly. Ian, trap 1 for me here, Glenquain Pat.
Yeah, indeed, Barry. My own fancy as well, Glenquain Pat. Just the fact that he's been running here at Shelbourne Park in recent weeks. 50 cashback is obviously a very fast greyhound. When he was doing his massive runs in the Fair Warrior last year, he was trained by Fraser Black. It'd be just interesting to see how he runs here. He's stepping back down in trip after a couple of 5-2-5 contests. And his dam Ravenswood Emily was indeed an Oaks finalist in 2015. The power of the GRI website. She finished 3rd to Ballydoyle Honey, beaten just 3 1/4 lengths in 28.47. The brilliant Ballydoyle Honey, believe it or not, winning the Oaks at 5-1 on the night. An incredible bit she was back in 2015. But as you can see, the greyhounds now being placed in traps for this. Jerry McCarthy on the Grapevine Open 350. Jerry McCarthy, he's been around a long time, still going strong. Great to see that Jerry is still going strong with the on the Grapevine column in the Sporting Press. And as you can see, the loading process almost completed, should I say, for this sprint contest. Again, the second winning line is in play. That's for the benefit of the cameraman who's within earshot. In fairness to him, he always gets the sprint right. It's the 600s and the 850s we have to watch out for. But they're in boxes now. This is the sprint contest. And the runners in 1, Glenquain Pat, 2, Clonkeen Razor, 3, Fair Option, in 4, Ella Supremo, 5, Bulmer Santini, and out in 6 is 50 cashback. The hare coming up behind boxes. Racing, good start by trap 5. That's Bulmer Santini. Now 1 up the inside. Glenquain Pat and 4, Ella Supremo. 6 on the outside. 50 cashback improves. Glenquain Pat eases slightly there, and it's 4. Ella Supremo goes on from 650 cashback. Back in 3rd is 1. Glenquain Pat up the line. It's trap 6 now. 50 cashback. Finishing fast. Oh, it's tight, you know. That's one for the judge. 4 Ella Supremo on the far side. 50 cashback on the near side. The winning time 18.65. A tremendous finish to the 6th race here tonight, the Open Sprint.
I think he's got up 6. He actually ran quite well. He showed good early pace into the bend after a moderate start. 1 did check slightly. Same with the coursing bitch in the earlier sprint. But 6 here, yeah, she looks to have an awful lot to, or he looks to have an awful lot to do to catch Ella Supremo off the home straight. But he puts in a good late burst, and I think he. Oh yeah, I'm going to say he just gets there. I think 6 just beats 4 in a fabulous 18.65, considering he didn't come away in the best of fashion. So let's just take a look at it again. He's not well away. 4 takes a flyer and shows good early pace. 1 looks like he's going to go up the inside there and lead, but look at the pace 6 shows on the outside to go 3 wide. Looks as though he's about to challenge there, just forced a little bit wider than ideal. And in the sprint contest, looks like he's not going to get there, but up towards the line in the last 50 yards, he really sticks it out. 4 battles on gamely. It's still not confirmed, but I think we're pretty safe in saying that 6 has just got there on the outside. Just have one more look at it again if we can. Let's keep an eye here on trap 1. As we said, he eases slightly going into the 3rd bend, or well, the 1st bend. Same thing happened as we mentioned to the Sporting, the bitch in the sprint earlier on, and just eased off there. He could have drove through and it would have been a completely different story. At this stage, 4 looked as though he had the race at his mercy, but 6, as we say, just puts in a strong late run to get there on the line. So it's not official, but I'm pretty confident 6 is beaten 4 and 1. Now Toaster, the 8.14. The 6 has won that race. It's just official now. Over in Toaster 8.14, we had Native Maestro in trap 1, Ballymac Kingdom in 2, and Beach Avenue out in trap 6. Again, not confirmed, but I think we only have the 1 qualifier there in Beach Avenue in trap 6. I think Beach Avenue finished in 2nd place. We'll get in to confirm that for us shortly enough. So we might have time to have a look at another one of our runners in the Sporting Press Irish Oaks now. It'll be trap number 4, who of course is Scooby's Princess, running from trap number 4. Scooby's Princess, of course, We'll go back to 1984, or would have been. There's plenty of greats in there. Great. Bourne Park Sally, she won the Oaks in 1984 at Harold's Cross in 28.92. And let me tell you, 28.92 back in 1984, it's more like 27.92 nowadays. Sally, of course, was the grandam of Paul's Turn, who threw all these bitches, the likes of Nifty Neve, Mary Bluebell and Appalachian Megan, all smashing bitches in the breeding paddocks. Nifty Neve, of course, she was an amazing bitch on the track, and the dam of Ian Fortune's favourite ever dog, I'm pretty sure, Premier Fantasy. Nifty Neve is also the grandam of Skywalker Queen, who won the Oaks here in 2009 and was second in the Oaks in 2010. She also went on to win the Dundalk International in 2009. Scooby Princess's dam, Mount Taylor Queen, she's 28.40 around Shelbourne Park, and she's also the dam of Amazing Lexi, and Iconic Rory. She's only just turned 7, so there may be more to come. That's Scooby Princess. So down to Tralee for race number 7, I beg your pardon, and in race number 6, I do beg your pardon. That's Joe has me all conflustered here now with his runners and non-runners. We'll blame Joe. In trap 1 we have Quivers Mona, owned by PJ Charles Sugru from Port McGee, a daughter of Patsy Sabbath and Quivers Duchess. In trap 2, Cash Return for Brendan Mausel. This one a son of Kinloch Bray and Peter's Queen, owned by Peter Kelly. And unfortunately, Peter, you're my nap of the night tonight down in Tralee. Trap 3, Clonbrain Ollie, a son of Droopy's Kane and Earl's Diva, trained by Patrick O'Connor for Miles Kearney. In trap 4 we have Ogram Jet, owned by Dennis O'Connor, also trained by Dennis, the son of Droopy's Jet and Ballyard Paris. And out in trap 6 we have a Villa Green, owned and trained by John Paul Collins of Tralee. He's the son of Droopy Sydney and Toast of Tara. So let's have a look at a couple of these in more detail. We will start with my nap in Tralee of the evening, Cash Return. Look, ignore the fact that this lad has only won 1 from 9, as he spent most of his career against the best around. He was a finalist in the recent Produce Stakes, and his last 2 starts he faced Explosive Boy. Look, he's going to find this a touch easier this evening, and he deserves to double his tally here tonight. In trap 3 we have Clonbrain Ollie, smart performer on his day, as he showed when winning over course and distance in 28.58 last September. Has 5 wins from 13. He's on the comeback trail, but there's nothing wrong with his recent sprint trial. And I've been told that trap 5, Cash and Precious, is a non-runner. However, that information came from Joe Sheahan, so we will double check. Joe, is Cash and Precious running or not running? You told me earlier on it wasn't running. What's the situation?
Barry, you have me a bit flustered as well, but I'm just after taking a gander out there, and I cannot see an orange jacket, and I can't see Chris Hoolan, which means Cash and Precious is in fact a non-runner. For once, I've got the non-runners correct in this race. I have to agree with you about Cash Return, Barry. I think this is a very, very impressive greyhound. As you said, do not dwell on the fact that this greyhound has only had 1 win out of 9 starts. It's been running in very, very hot company and got to a Produce Stakes final. Was very impressive in the semi-final. Stayed on very, very strong. It stays strong. It has a touch of early pace as well. Had some nice splits down in Clonmel with 2.74. Ran very, very well last week in third behind Explosive Boy. It was very, very hot company, that race. A drop in grade here should see Cash Return bang there at the business end of things. Is a 5-4 shot, and probably rightly so our favourite. Clonbrain Ollie, of course, runs for trainer Patrick O'Connor, and of course the greyhound community will be delighted to know Patrick's father, otherwise known as Tom Saleen, up and down the country and across the world. He has battled cancer and he's doing quite well, and I just spoke with him a while ago before racing. He's in great spirits, and he'd like to thank the greyhound community for all their support over his battle of the last number of months, and he's going to be doing some fundraisers over the next coming while at tracks as people get back there, so watch this space. Villa Green runs in the stripes of trap 6, is of course progeny of Toast of Tara, who produced Toast of Sydney to a 28.78 victory here in Tralee lately. Is a very, very talented greyhound, has some nice runs, 28.64 on its card. I'm going to pin my colours to the mast like you, Barry, and go for Cash Return from the blue jacket of trap 2 for the victory for a very shrewd trainer, Brendan Monsell. We're over to Mike for the commentary.
All in the heads running for race number 6 in Tralee, 525 yards open class. Trap 1, Quivers Mona, 2, Cash Return, 3, Clonbrain Ollie, 4, Ogren Jet, 5 is a vacant trap, and 6 is Villa Green. Where we go for race number 6 in Tralee. 6 completely missed the break, and 2 leads me into the opening bend from 3 and 1. Cash Return out in front from 1 up the inside. Quivers Mona takes up the running around the second bend from 2. Then comes 3, 4, 6, who's done well to get in contention after a slow start. At the halfway stage, Quivers Mona out in front from 2. Cash Return, who's challenging on the outside, and Cash Return goes on by a length from 1, who just checks back slightly there. 4 moves into a clear second, but it's 2. Cash Return out in front from 4. Grim Jet finishing well, turning for home. 2, 4 and 1, racing down towards the line. Trap 2 runs away for victory from 4 and 1. Cash Return takes our 6th race in 28.49.
Kelly and Brendan Malson. Joe, you mentioned 5 to 4. That's a bit of value about that one. Let's take a look at this again. He comes away well from trap 2. Not quite the early pace of Quivers Mona up the inside, and she takes it up as they head down the back straight. But I always felt Cash Return was close enough. He has some excellent form to his name, despite only having the 1 win in 9 races. Shows good pace to lead into the 3rd bend and just cuts off Quivers Mona and sets sail for home. In behind trap 4, Ogrum Jet for Dennis O'Connor runs on strongly to pick up 2nd place, but he's strong once in front, this Cash Return, and goes on to win well in 28.49. Congratulations to Brendan Malson. That's now his 2nd win from 9 starts. Deserves to have a better card than that. He's a classy enough performer. Joe, 5 to 4 you said. That seems like value now.
Yeah, Barry, we tipped up that fella, but perhaps my biggest achievement in that race was getting all the non-runners correct for the first time in the night. Cash Return was a very, very impressive winner. 28.49. Going down the back straight was going up with Akram Jet, who, of course, we've seen him on the Greyhound data this week for 3,000. I wonder, was there many inquiries for him? I'm sure there was after his impressive performances recently around Tralee. But Cash Return really showed that touch of class, and he is a classic Greyhound, make no mistake about it. Brendan Monsell is a very, very shrewd trainer, and to have a Produce Stakes finalist, this is a Greyhound going places, and doing that kind of clock around Tralee, very, very impressive. Big future ahead of Cash Return, of course, owned by Peter Kelly, and Peter, of course, owned the dam, Peter's Queen as well. So congratulations to all connections of Cash Return, winner of our 6th race down here in the Kingdom in Tralee.
Oh, that's another winner we have down in Tralee. Ian, if you can hear me, the 8.14 at Toaster. I think Beach Avenue was our only qualifier in 2nd place. I'm not quite sure what happened to Native Maestro and Ballymac Wisdom.
I fear the worst for Native Maestro. Wasn't striding into the corner, checked up at the corner, tail seemed to be going, and he finished a long way back. I dare say he picked up an injury. I hope I'm wrong. Beach Avenue got held up at the 3rd bend but charged home. He's not beaten far into 2nd spot. Ballymac Kingdom also absolutely flew home but just failed to grab the 3rd qualifying spot. So just 1 from 3 of our runners in that heat qualifying. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more through. A long way left. Knocknable Sid in action in the next heat.
Yeah, thanks a million, Ian. Fingers crossed for Native Maestro. As Ian said, we've knocked the bull seal in the next heat. 8.51 we have Gate Time Milo, and All About Ted out in 6 for Peter Cronin. Then at 9.09 we have The Machine, Sweep the Yard and Bandicoot Sammy, and then finally we have the defending champion in 9.27 Dear Jet Sydney runs for Pat and Emma Buckley in the final heat of the night. So just to remind you again here, trap 4 Bogger Megan is a non-runner in race 7 here and is replaced by Reserve J on your card. Reserve J is Almighty Paddy. Runners are just about to go on parade for race number 7 here at Shelbourne Park. We will hand you over to Ian Fortune for the parade.
Yeah, really high class 750-yard contest this. A few making their 6-bend debut, and the first of them is going to be a 6-bend debutant. Boyle Sports Bingo for Paul Hennessy and Liam and John Boyle, the son of Superior Product in Glenlee. This fellow challenged in the English Derby not too long ago. He's just back. 2 on your card, mixed model for Dennis Crowley, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Ravens with Emily. We've seen its half brother, or full brother should I say, winning the sprint last time out. Well, this is running at 750. 3 Ballymac Wisdom, a top class stare for Liam Dowling. Daughter Definite Opinion and Coulivanny Angie, clearly a leading fancy, the proven runner over the trip. 4 is Almighty Paddy, another with winning form over this distance. Almighty Paddy coming in as a reserve, and Almighty Paddy owned by Ger Purcell, a son of Skywalker Farlow, Pine Candy. 5 is Whitewood Super for Laura Earl, a daughter, or son should I say, of Superior Product and Global Liberty. And out in trap 6 is Priceless Jet, a really high class recruit to 6 bends. If he stays, he could be something special. Trained by Paul Hennessy for Brian and Kathleen Murphy, son of Droopy's Jet and Ravenna. It is your 7th race tonight. The big race previews by Jason Craddock, Open 750. They're on the way to traps.
Yeah, thanks a million, Ian. So let's take a look at a couple of these in a little bit more detail. We will start, of course, with Trap 1 Boyle Sports Bingo, owned by Lehman. John Boyle, very generous sponsor again of this year's Derby, and in fact for the next 3 years. He's trained by Paul Hennessy, son of Superior Product, and Glenn Lee. He made his exit from the English Derby at the second round stage last week, but prior to that he had clocked 28-28 around here in January. He has mixed it with the best around Shelbourne Park over 4 bends for some time now. He was a perfect draw here on the fence, and it's very interesting runner if he can hold his pitch into the first bend. He's currently 9-4 with the sponsors earlier on, or sorry, with the John Boyle's firm Boyle Sports this morning, a 9-4 shot. In Trap 3 we have Ballymac Wisdom, and this bitch has some smashing form over this trip, and that could stand to her here because a couple of these are tackling this trip for the first time. She had a big run here on the 6th of March when making all in a very fast 41.40. Look, if she's back to that sort of form, she'll take all the beating. She's not raced since the 24th of April, however, and she may well come on for the outing. A lot of these will be looking forward to the Corncu Hullen, which starts here next Saturday night, I think it is. So this is obviously a prep run for Ballymac Wisdom. However, she could be good enough tonight. Out in Trap 6, as Ian mentioned, Priceless Jet for Brian and Kathleen Murphy, another one trained by Paul Hennessy. A 5-4 shot with Boyle Sports earlier this morning. And as Ian did mention, it's not very often we get dogs of this class and calibre going over 750. Track record run around Toaster in preparation for the Derby last month. No luck in the second round over there last week. Look, he has some exceptional form around here over 550 and 600, and if taken to this trip, he could be sensational. Trap well and stay out wide around the first bend this evening, and we will see what he's made of. Be interesting to see if he gets a clear run. We all want to see that. Of the rest of them, in Trap 2, we have mixed model for Dennis Crowley. Good form around 4 bends at Limerick and Cork. Late last year, has 42.09 for this trip at Limerick. His experience over this trip is a plus, but he will need to go quicker than 42.09 to land this here this evening. He's currently 16-1. Bogger Megan is a non-runner. We have reserved J Almighty Paddy for Gerard Purcell. Some decent back form, 32.51 for the 600 here last October. He also has a win over this trip in 41.94, beating Battle Cry. Again, experience could be key. He runs from Trap 4. And finally, Whitewood Super for Laura Earl in Trap 5. Only ever won an A6, and he faces a tough enough contest here this evening. A best time of 29.22 recently for 5.25. Has a win in Enniscorthy in 28.83 earlier on this year in April. Going to be a fascinating contest to see how Priceless Jet gets on. Don't ignore Boyle Sports Bingo, and of course Ballymac Wisdom if she's fit enough to do herself justice. It's a race to watch for me. Ian, interesting to see how a couple of these get on.
Yeah, you'd imagine if Price's Jet stays the trip, he'll be very, very hard to stop. But Ballymac Wisdom is a bit of a class act herself, so it'll be interesting to see if she can get loose. You'd imagine that Price's Jet would have the early pace on her. But, you know, stranger things have happened. Boyle Sports Bingo himself, a high-class recruit, of course. Plenty of stamina in the Glen Lee dam line. So, a couple of very interesting runners here over this 6-bend trip. It's great to see novice stayers in action. I want to see more staying contests here at Shelbourne Park, and indeed every track. We need to give the stayers their chance. And so the runners in traps for this Open 750. In 1, Boyle Sports Bingo. 2, Mixed Model. 3, Ballymac Wisdom. 4, Almighty Paddy. 5 is Whitewood Super, and 6 is Priceless Jet. The hair coming up behind boxes. Racing, good start by Trap 1. Boyle Sports Bingo leads into the opening turn from the outside. Trap 5, Whitewood Super, and 3, Ballymac Wisdom. 6, Priceless Jet didn't get off to a flying start. He's back and forth and looking for room. Out front it's Boyle Sports Bingo. 3, Ballymac Wisdom poised. Now 6, Priceless Jet showing speed. It'll be interesting to see if they check at the soft. And out front it's 1, Boyle Sports Bingo. 3 in second, Ballymac Wisdom starts to wind up her challenge. So too does 6, Priceless Jet, who is closing into that 5th bend. But Boyle Sports Bingo, he's plucky out front. He still leads by 2 lengths. The 3, Ballymac Wisdom, and 6, Priceless Jet. No run for him at the 5th bend, but off the final turn. And Boyle Sports Bingo looks like he's going to hold on. Ooh, it's tight. I think he holds on from 3, Ballymac Wisdom. The winning time, it's quick, 41.70. Very encouraging 6-bend debut by Boyle Sports Bingo, and a good run by Ballymac Wisdom.
Great shout. I think Boyle Sports Bingo has got there. Let's take a look. Take a look at a slow-mo finish. From where I'm standing, it looked as though Boyle Sports Bingo just holds on as they come up. 20 yards to go. He's a neck up. Ballymac Wisdom does put in a spirited effort laid on, but I think congratulations to Liam and John Boyle and Paul Hennessy. I think Boyle Sports Bingo has just held on. Let's take a look at it again. Boyle Sports Bingo takes a flyer from the inside, and it was always going to be something to look forward to when he got around clear around the first bend. In contrast to that, Priceless Jet didn't come away well and sort of went for the inside as they hit the first bend. So he leaves himself with a bit to do first time around. Didn't get a clear run up the straight either. Trap 5, Whitewood Super, sort of half held them up, but take nothing away from Boyle Sports Bingo. Doing a good run out front. Ballymac Wisdom, I think she will come on for the run, as will Priceless Jet in my opinion. He's making a decent move up the inside here, having been on the outside when they started the race, and just is forced to check here. And a dog having his first run over 750, it's always going to be very, very hard to pick back up again over that. I wouldn't give up on him over this trip. If he can get his starting right, he still might have a future over the distance. Boyle Sports Bingo, take nothing away from him. 41.70 leading all. If he can continue to come away like that, he will go a couple of rounds in the Corncoop hole. But expect Ballymac Wisdom and Priceless Jet to come on for the run. Ian, would you give up on Priceless Jet over this trip, or give him one more spin?
Oh, I'd certainly give him one more spin. You know, he wasn't beaten all that far. Of course, he had done an awful lot running to that fifth bend, and then when denied his run at that point, momentum was lost, and at that point, you knew he wasn't going to find much extra, but, you know, he is capable of a flying start, and if he had got loose, just judging by the pace he showed, he could well have gone 5 or 6 lengths clear, and if he had, I can promise you there was no catching him. Ballymac Wisdom, we know how good she is. She'll certainly come on for the run. Boyle Sports Bingo, though, an impressive 6-bend debut, and he is a bit of a professional at boxes, so you expect to see him going very well in the Corncoop Hole.
Yeah, okay, thanks Ian. As we say, the Corncoop Hole starts here next week over 750. It's one of the best 750 races of the year, especially here at Shelbourne Park. On parade now at Tralee for race number 7. So we have a non-runner in trap 6. Prime Contender is a non-runner in race 6 here. Trap is vacant. In trap 1 even, we have Berngal Egan, this one owned by the Thirsty 10 Syndicate and trained by Ray Fleming, a son of Droopy's Jet and Knocknabool Rose. In trap 2, Send It Last for Joe McMahon, trained by Pat McMahon, a son of JT Jet and Send It Zebra. In 3 we have Timothy Gilbourne's Gullin Andy. Timothy trains this one too. He is a son of Tully Murray Act and Gullin Glory. In 4 we have the 9 Daughters holds Early Bomber, a son of Droopy Sydney and Lissa Haint Kinloch. And out in trap 5 we have the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate's Butsy's a Bullet. This one is a son of Ballymac Best, Kiddiackle Timmy, and is trained by Jerry Holohan. So let's have a look at the runners in a little bit more detail. Boyle Sports Bingo has indeed been confirmed the winner here at Shelbourne. 1B 3 and 4, 41.70. So we'll look at Berngal Egan here in trap 1. Likeable tracker with a nice card. He has some impressive all the way wins around here earlier this year. Can go up strongly as his sectionals of 306 twice would suggest. Crowded at the boxes here last week, but he's capable of making all from this draw. On the fence in trap 3, Gully and Andy, another real early paced runner. A couple of smart wins around here in February and May. He flew from boxes on May the 28th. He's plenty of early pace around him tonight, and he may well need another one of his sub 3 second sectionals. He has at 2.99 on his card, and as Joe was telling us earlier on, it's pretty decent once you dip under the 3 seconds. And finally in trap 5, Butsy's Bullet. He won an A3 around Shelbourne Park on Tuesday and also has winning form around here when coming from off the pace to win by a wide margin on May the 7th. Plenty of pace in his inside tonight, and he will have to come from off the pace to score. Joe, we're going to take a chance with trap 3 here, Gull and Andy to make all.
Yeah, and it comes from a very, very shrewd connections. Gullin Andy, trained of course by Timothy Gilbourne of Kilmeedy, who runs all the Gullin dogs, and he's a very, very shrewd man with a Greyhound, knows how to get them out. And 2.99 sectional Gullin Andy was very, very impressive. I'm going to go with the syndicate dogs for the trio here, and there's 3 good and strong syndicates in this race, and I love to see syndicates doing well and winning. They're fantastic, and we need more and more of them for the sports. And if you're tuning in, should consider getting involved in the syndicate. In trap 1, Bernal Egan runs for the Thirsty 10 Syndicate, aptly named, I'd say, down in Kenmare, trained of course by Ray Fleming. 24 races, 8 wins, 33% strike rate. And in Ian Fortune's Prime and Coppers, I don't think he even came near a 33% strike rate. Send It Less runs for Pat McMahon, who of course our Lee Strand winning trainer. Kennel is in good form lately. 36 runs but 4 wins, but has quite a consistent record. Early Bomber runs for the 9 Daughters Whole Syndicate, of course, led by Kevin Bambry. There's a very strong syndicate here consisting of 2 publicans, a guard accountant and a jack of all trades, as quoted by trainer Brian O'Sullivan from Abbeyfield today. Has some nice form on its card as well. August 19 whelps, so quite young. And for the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate, who also have a runner in the Race of Champions final, a litter brother of Butsy's Bengal, who they run later on, of course headed by David Ryan of Shannon. 9-4, and probably justifiably so, 28-88 victory in Shelbourne recently. I was speaking to Jerry Holan today. He was very upbeat about Butsy's Bullet's chances, and if we can repeat that Shelbourne form, should be bang in the mix. It's a very, very wide open race, very exciting. 6-4 favourite Bernal Egan, probably justifiably so. Heading over to Mike McCarthy for the commentary.
25 yards grade A1 in trap 1, Bernal Egan, 2 Send It Less, 3 Gully Nandy, 4 Early Bomber, 5 Butsy's Bullet, and 6 is a vacant trap. Where we go for race number 7 in Tralee. 5 breaks well on the outside. Butsy's Bullet being headed by Gully and Andy as they race towards the opening bend. 3, 5, 4, 1 and 2. 5 regains the lead at the second bend. Butsy's Bullet kicks on now, goes 2, 3 lengths clear from 4. Then comes 3, 1 and 2. Halfway stage now, and Butsy's Bullet going well out in front on the bunny. Leads by about 5 lengths over 4. Then comes 3, 1 and 2. 3 slightly crowded there, but it's trap 5. Butsy's Bullet out in front, leads by 4, 5 lengths over trap 4. Early Bomber in second place, turning for home. They won't get to this one. Down towards the win line. Trap 5. Butsy's Bullet, a great run. 4, 5 and 1. They cross the line. Another quick win, 28.55.
Yeah, congratulations to the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate and Jerry Holan. I really couldn't see this one leading, if I'm honest. He hasn't come away like that in recent starts, and he shows good early pace because Gully and Andy is no slouch to the corner, and once he led down the back straight, he's already 3 clear. It really was game over. Stretches the lead to maybe 6 lengths at the third bend, and 28.55. You're not going to come from behind. 28.55 down in Tralee. Look, it's a good performance now. That's his 4th win from 11 starts. Runs on strongly up the home straight. Trap 4 running well in second, Early Bomber, and back in third place you had trap 1, Bernal Egan. So Butsy's Bullet, Joe, that's 2 wins in 5 days. He won here on Tuesday night in Shelbourne Park. Another good performance.
Yeah, only 4 days ago, Barry won in 28.88 and was able to improve that down to 28.55. That's considerable improvement. March 19 whelp, so he's quite young and is definitely a greyhound on the up, trained of course by the ever shrewd Jerry Holan. He really knows how to train a greyhound to the best of their ability, and it was a very, very impressive performance. Its split in Shelbourne Park wasn't too inspiring, 2.23, but certainly came out very, very well today. The split was led up in 3 seconds here today, and he probably wasn't too far off. Colleen Andy was probably vying for that split, but he definitely wasn't too far off. If not, probably was his split of 3, which is very, very impressive, and that kind of improvement in a couple of days is absolutely remarkable. Well done to the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate. They're fantastic supporters of the game, and great to see the syndicate members down here in Tralee tonight. After having winner of our 7th race, they're looking ahead to having Butsy's Bengal run in the Race of Champions final, and should have a very, very good chance. Jerry Holan was very upbeat about his runners tonight in Tralee, and best of luck and well done to all connections.
Thanks a million, Joe. So Ian, before you give us or confirm your strike rate in coppers, can you give us information on the 834 at Toaster?
Yeah, you caught me off guard there now with that comment about coppers. A long, long time since I was there. Knocknabull Sid, a very impressive winner for Pat Buckley, getting back to his fast starting ways. The switch to the middle seating certainly worked in Oracle. I saw someone mentioning during the week that he's not been shown the same sparkle into the bend, and I retorted that when he does hit the lids, you'll see plenty of sparkle into the corner, and that's exactly what happened. He flew into the bend, met every inch of the running to beat a former Irish, two former Irish runners, Minglers Popeye and Thorn Falcon. But no, Knocknabull Sid, very impressive, and I dare say may start favourite or maybe favourite in the morning for the English Derby, judging on this latest display. Meanwhile, here at Shelbourne Park, we're getting ready for our next contest. Yeah, indeed, we are getting ready for this 8th race here this evening, the consolation final of the Sporting Press Online edition. Oaks, and first up in the red jacket, Ballymac Art for Liam Dowling. This is a Dora Ballymac Best and Art of Illusion. 2, Razzle Dazzle Maya for Niels O'Connell and Michael Delaney, a daughter of Makeshift and Razzle Dazzle Prue. 3 is Clona Sky, Graham Holland for Kevin O'Brien, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Coolavani Pearl. 4 is Highview Secure, Jerry Merriman, Paddy Merriman, a daughter of Storm Control and Highview Idol. Of course, they have a finalist in the Oaks itself. 5 is Kitty's Roddock for Keith Powell and William Stacey, a very talented daughter of Druppy's Roddock, should I say, and Marwood Bray. And out in stripes, we have Swanley Chick for Jamie McGee, owned by John Edwards, this daughter of Law Hill Blake and Kalinan Baby. What a class act she's been through her career. They are the runners. It's the 8th race tonight, the consolation final of the Sporting Press Online edition Oaks.
Thanks a million, Ian. So we'll take it. No comment on the copper strike rate. Right, as we say, this is the Sporting Press Online edition Consolation Oaks for bitches who just didn't quite make the final. So I'll give you a quick show of betting. Ballymac Art is currently your 2-1 on favourite. Razzle Dazzle Maya 14-1 in trap 2, 5-1 Clona Sky in 3. It's 6-1 Highview Secure in 4. 16's Kitty's Roddick in 5, and out in trap 6 Swanley Chick is currently a 4-1 chance. So let's take a look at your race favourite here, Ballymac Art. Smashing bitch this one. She was an Oaks finalist last year and was strongly fancied to make it to another final, but had no luck in running last week. She's an absolutely perfect draw here tonight. Expect her to lead all tonight, and she's one of the best bets on the card for me. In trap number 3 we have Clona Sky, another real speedster, can fly to the turn and certainly has the pace to make all. She's plenty of early pace on her inside, and she will need to lead up trap 1 here to have a winning chance. And out in trap 6, Swanley Chick, she just failed to make her second Oaks final in a row here last week. She put up some huge performances in the early rounds of the Oaks when chasing home the likes of Billy's Diva and Scooby's Princess recently. It's a long time since her last win, but the draw may suit her here despite being an inside seed. Of the rest, Razzle Dazzle Maya in trap 2 for Needius O'Connell already had a winner on the card tonight. She's very consistent bitch. She's running well. Should have plenty of room to operate early with 1 and 3 likely to be gone ahead of her on the run to the first bend, and she will be doing her best work from halfway. She needs luck for win purposes. In trap 4 we have Highview Secure for Patrick and Jerry Merriman, running really well at present. She was knocked out at the quarter-final stage of the Oaks, but picked up another win over course and distance here last week when coming again to win in 28.75. Tough task tonight, but she always seems to give her running around Shelbourne Park. And finally, Keith Powell's Kitty's Roddick, this one owned by William Stacey in Tala. She made her exit also at the quarter-final stage. She put in a big run here on the 29th of May when making all in 28.63. That was actually a personal best. She would much rather be drawn a little closer to the fence, and she's a tricky draw in trap 5 here this evening. So Ian, we're on nearly at the big one of the evening. You did mention earlier on about Ballydoyle Honey winning the Oaks at 5-1 all, and I can tell you that is the only winning favourite we've had in the Irish Oaks in the last 10 years. Of course, we've had no SP here last year when Ballymac Beanie won, but it's not a great race for favourites. As we say, Ballydoyle Honey, the only one to win in the last 10 years, odds of 1-5. You weren't going to get rich odds of 1-5. You're not going to get rich here at odds of 1-2 on Ballymac Art, but she looks to have a perfect draw for me, and it's going to be my selection. Ian, what do you fancy?
Yeah, it's hard to oppose her simply because she has that brilliant early speed, and she's just a class act. I think she will move to the middle of the track. She generally does from the inside, but if she comes away like she can, she should have probably room, because Razzle Dazzle Maya is not what you'd call a flying early pacer. Clona Sky can be a bit hit or miss, so no, I'd expect Ballymac Art to lead up the inside, but well, stranger things have happened. Swanley Chick is well housed on the outside if she came away racing. I know she's an inside seed, but she has run from out there in the recent past, and yeah, certainly in a race with 6 inside seeds, often the best place to be is on the outside. And so the runners in traps for the consolation final of the Sporting Press Online Edition Oaks: 1 Ballymac Art, 2 Razzle Dazzle Maya, 3 Clona Sky, 4 Highview Secure, 5 Kitty's Roddick, 6 is Swanley Chick. Racing, good start by 3 in the middle. Clona Sky, 1 Ballymac Art up the inside, but it is Clona Sky that will lead on the bend from 1 Ballymac Art, staying tight to the fence. The challenge off the second bend, it's Clona Sky. Ballymac Art back in third is 6 Swanley Chick, but it's between the front 2, and Ballymac Art makes her move to the third bend. She goes on by a length now to 3 Clona Sky. 6 Swanley Chick draws closer, but Ballymac Art now 2 clear off the final turn. Ballymac Art leads up to the line, will score as a favourite should. Second is 3 Clona Sky, Swanley Chick third. The winning time 28.52. A fine run by Ballymac Art.
Yeah, thanks Ian. Fine run indeed by Ballymac Art. Good run by the first 3 home. Let's take a look at it again. Clona Sky, Ian, you said she's hit and miss. She definitely hit tonight, takes a flyer, but does stay just off the fence into the first bend, and that allows the room for Ballymac Art to go up the inside. Great buckle down the back straight between the two of them. Ballymac Art just a little quicker into the third bend, and the draw gives her a favourable advantage as they hit the third bend. Clona Sky just a length in behind her. She's not as strong as Ballymac Art, and trap 6 Swanley Chick running well in behind, back in third place, but up the home straight. Ballymac Art goes on to win well, 28.52, 16.16 sectional to the third turn. Good spin, little unlucky not to make a final. Decent winner there, Ian.
She is a decent winner. She's a class animal, there's no question about that. But Clona Sky is a plucky performer herself. I thought when she got the corner that was going to be that. I thought Ballymacart would be a gallant runner-up. But into the third bend, Ballymacart just started to make her move. You see Clona Sky holding Ballymacart off the second bend and passing halfway. But now Ballymacart just puts her foot in the pedal and she finds that extra half gear that she needs to move on up the inside of Clona Sky. Swanley Chick running a fine race in defeat in third spot. But out front and won Ballymacart. Well, running out a very good winner from in second, Clona Sky. Both bitches running very, very well indeed. It was tight enough for third, but I believe it was 6, Swanley Chick.
Thanks a million, Ian. So we've 2 more finalists to take a look at in our breeding preview. We will now look at Trap 5, Ballydoyle Rossa. Ballydoyle Rossa, she has lots of the Ballymac breeding in her pedigree. The Wild Orphan back in 1935 was owned by the Dowling family. Not quite sure Liam was involved back in 1935, but we'll try and find out if he was. It was actually owned by John Dowling, and this line was owned by John all the way up until the Blonde Slippy in 1990, who was owned by Liam Dowling. Her most famous offspring was probably Blonde Returns, although Ballymackeena won plenty on the track. So where do you start with Blonde Returns? She threw the likes of Ballymac Huel, Ballymac Returns, Ballymac Floss, and of course Ballymac Maeve. You have Lenson Returns, Coolavanny Board, etc. Some terrific dogs in there. She was an exceptional brood, and she's also the grandam of Ballymac Razzle, who is Ross's dam. Ballymac Razzle has produced many star performers. Ballymac Taz, of course, was a runner-up in the English Derby in 2019. She's also thrown the likes of Ballymac Cashout, Ballymac Inspeed and Small Mead. So certainly very well bred. We've one more to look at front of Marnie. We'll have a look at that before the final. On parade now at Tralee for race 8. To follow us on Facebook, 525. And in trap 1 we have a Jumeirah Bridge for Dennis Curtin in London, trained by Jerry Holohan, a son of Droopy's Jet and Jumeirah Lawls. In trap 2, Patrick O'Connor trains Donica Blaze for Tony and Gavin Denahan. He's the son of Vulturi and Saline View. In trap 3, Allagon River, John Lenehan trains his son of Tully Murray and Knocknasoon Lady for Liam Lenehan and Lara Collins. In trap 4 we have Brendan O'Mahony Scart Jim, a son of Droopy's Jet and Balance Sheet. Out in trap 5, Donald O'Reilly owns and trains Realism, a son of Ballymac Esk and Comfort's Jet. And out in trap 6, Paddy O'Brien owns Drumulton Pilot, and this one is trained by Pat McMahon. He's the son of Law Hill Blake and Ballymac and Y. So let's take a look at your possible race favourite here, Jumeirah Bridge in trap 1. Real Speedster, I should say, this fella has shown huge early pace in recent starts. Stamina's not his forte, however, and has been missing the break in recent 525 starts at Shelbourne Park. If he can trap level here, I can see him building up a useful lead, and he could be hard to catch. Trap 5, Realism. He was a finalist in the Lee Strand, and he contested a Race of Champions here last week. Has clocked a flying 29.53 for 550 around there at the beginning of last month, and he's certainly very capable performer indeed. And finally, out in trap 6, Drumulton Pilot. He was a recent Lee Strand winner around here. Yet another who contested a Race of Champions with no luck last week. Can go up well and stays, and he has clocked 17.57 for a sprint around here. Well drawn. Out wide in trap 6. I'm going to side with trap 1, Jumeirah Bridge. Joe, cracking comment to put Ian Fortune on the back foot there with a 33% strike rate in Coppers. I bet it's nowhere near that. More of a 0.3 rate strike rate. I'm going to go with trap 1 here, Jumeirah Bridge. What's your fancy?
Whatever about Ian Fortune and Coppers, I bet you he never spent too much money there with the price of drink up there. He's not one to go too quickly to his pocket to spend, is our Mr. Ian Fortune. Drumulton Pilot was a very, very impressive Lee Strand runner for local trainer Pat McMahon. Has some very, very nice victories to his credit. Won the final in 29.84. A 4-1 shot from the stripes, of course, contested in the Race of Champions last week. In fact, 4 of these runners out of the 6 contested in last week's Race of Champions. Perhaps one of the most impressive out of those 4 runners was Scart Jim, who finished third behind Ballymac Merlin, clocking 29.93. Stayed on quite well. Has a 28.43 victory to his credit. 3:03 split sectional done. If a repeat of that could see Scart Jim vying for the lead in the early yards. Jumeirah Bridge, as you say, for Jerry Hawley in his kennel, is in flying form. Won the last race, has a runner in the Race Champions final, and also has Jumeirah Bridge running for Dennis Curtin over in London. Very impressive sprint form as well. It was second to 2 Amigos in Limerick on Kirby Final Night, and was second as well, doing 18.69 in Shelbourne a number of weeks ago. Perhaps a track like Tralee might suit him better if he's not staying as well. Doon Cahill Blaze for Patrick O'Connor, of course, a very, very shrewd trainer. 25 starts, 7 wins, very, very good strike rate. Has 28.42 to its credit. Notably, has 2.99 sectional done. We have quite a few early pacers here, but some of them can be hit and miss at the traps. Whichever one leads up tonight could have a big part to play in the business end of proceedings. Alon River, of course, for the tuner full of boys, Liam Linhan and Larry Collins, trained, of course, by John Linhan. 12 wins out of 48 runs. Another greyhound with a very consistent and good strike rate, sure to be there or thereabouts. Realism has a 29.53 win to its credit during the Lee Strand, and that is a very, very nice piece of form. It's all about the break here. I think it's very, very wide open. If I had to pick one, perhaps Jamira Bridge with that 28.23 run around Shelbourne. But it's very, very wide open. We're heading to Mike for the commentary.
For our 8th race, 525 yards open class in 1, Jamira Bridge, 2, Duncaha Blaze, 3, Allegorn River, 4, Scott Jim, 5, Realism, and 6 is Drumulton Pilot. Where we go, race number 8 in Tralee. Fairly level start this time, 1, 3 and 4 all broke early, but it's Jamira Bridge out in front, leads them around the first bend from 3, then comes 2 on the inside, 4, 5 and 6. Into the back straight they go, and 1 and 3 have slipped clear. Jamira Bridge out in front at the halfway stage from Allegorn River. Gap developing back to 4 and 5 as they reach the third bend. It's all about trap 1, broke well this evening and leads by 3 lengths on 3. Similar gap back to 4 as they come for the final bend. Jamira Bridge out in front from Allegorn River. That's the way it's been for a long way, and that's the way it's going to stay. Down towards the win line, 1 the winner from 3 and 4. Trap 1, Jamira Bridge out in front and winning in 28.45.
Thanks a million, Mike. Great shout as always. Yeah, Jamira Bridge, a double on the night for Jerry Holohan, as we said. This fella, he had been missing the kick up in Shelbourne Park, but once he got a level break, he has some stunning early pace. Level break suffices here, and you can see his early pace, a good effect going into the bend. He's already 2 lengths clear, and he's going to run them ragged into the third bend. Trap 3 tries to stick with him, Allegorn River, but this fella, as we said, he has got some stunning pace. He's 18.81 for the sprint around Limerick and 28.55 win up in Shelbourne Park. He's 4 lengths clear as he turned for home. Stamina's not his forte, but he was always going to be far enough clear, and once he's on the bunny, he seems to get the trip quite well. Allegorn River runs well in second place, and Scart Jim runs on well to snatch third place at a decent time of 28.45. The Jerry Houlihan kennel are flying. Joe, I think we got another winner there.
Yeah, we're on flying form at the moment, Barry. Very, very nice performance by Jamira Bridge. Quick double for Jerry Houlihan is absolutely flying at the moment. His dogs are in great form, perhaps. Could it be an omen for Butsy's Bengal, who he runs in the Race of Champions later in the card? And of course the excitement is building down here in the Kingdom for that fantastic race. But very, very nice performance. 28.45 for clock. Came home in 14.26 for a dog who hasn't previously shown fantastic stamina. That's a very, very nice clock. Coming home 3.06 the early section. It was all about the break inside the rails. Trap 1 really made it for Jamira Bridge. A very, very nice greyhound. 6th career victory out of 16 starts.
Thanks a million, Joe. Yeah, cheers. I think we got 2 from 2 in the latest heat at Toaster. We'll get Ian Fortune to confirm it. I think All About Ted 1 and Gaytime Milo in second place. Not too far away from our big one here this evening, only moments away now, and we've one more dog to look at in our little breeding preview. It is Front of Manny, your likely race favourite. Millie's May won the Oaks in Clonmel, Coursing Oaks in Clonmel in 1951, and there have been many star performances in the bloodline since. In more recent time, Frontamani's grandam, a bitch called Duckfat, through rural Hawaii to win the Derby in 2016. Amani's dam, rural Aloha, was pretty smart around Shelbourne Park. She clocked 28.25 for 5.25, and she also had 29.49 for the 5.50. She's only had the 1 litre so far, 2 Sonic, and only recently turned 5 in May. She's a big future ahead for rural Aloha and also her daughter Front Amani. So we're moments away from the final, due off in about 6 minutes time. Ian, just quickly, All About Ted beat Gaytime Milo in the last at Toaster?
Yeah, Gaytime Milo turning second behind All About Ted, who had shown good early speed on the outside. Jaguar Macy, the favourite in 3, took a bump at boxes, and All About Ted shot up the outside, got the corner, avoided traffic problems, and that was the key. Gaytime Milo chased him home in second and called it as ice back in third spot. But another 2 qualifiers for Ireland. We're doing okay at present. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the 12, but we'll be very close to it if all goes to plan in the remaining heats.
Thanks a million, Ian. So just about to go on parade, maybe in 30 seconds or so. Very interesting stat I seen during the week. There's only no sire has sired 2 Oaks winners since Stapler's Joe in 2001. He sired Born a Survivor in 99, Marina's Tina twice in 2000, 2001, and of course Life's Beauty in 2002. And since then, no sire has sired 2 Oaks winners. Again, that trend is set to continue here this evening because all the sires in this race have never sired an Oaks winner before. Ian, about to go on parade for the big one.
They sure are. Looking forward to this. The runners now going on parade for this final of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. The feature here tonight in 1, Susie Sapphire, Fionn McKenna and Peter Comerford, a brilliant young daughter of Droopy's Jet and Jetstream Links, blistering early speed and a very possible leader on the inside. 2, Billy's Diva, one of the star names in Irish greyhound racing, owned by Maria and John Kennedy, a daughter of Good News, and JT Sahara, blistering pace, a deserving favourite. 3, Highview Magnet for Dolores Merriman, a daughter of Patsy Sabbath and Highview Idol, still in the infancy of her career. She's won 4 of her 8 starts. Better to come from her. She's a big price. 4, Scooby Princess. What a performer this lady has been. Trained by Jennifer O'Donnell, whose parents have both won an Oaks. And this fellow won by Steve Noble, a daughter of Ballymac-Esky and Mount Taylor Queen. She's an absolute powerhouse. So too is 5, Ballydoyle Rossa for P.O. Barry. She'll be absolutely motoring home, but can she turn close from this draw? A daughter of Droopy Sydney and Ballymac Razzle. And out in 6 is Frontamani, Kevin Proctor and Robert Gleeson. Own and trained this daughter of Sonic and Rural Aloha, one of the stunning runs in Shelbourne Park history last week, winning in 27.94. If she does that again, she'll take some stopping. It's a vintage Oaks decider. They're on the way to traps. Not long left before the off of this Bitch Classic for 2021. What a race to look forward to.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, really exciting final in just about to get underway. It's great to see a few people back here as well in the track. So let's take a look at a couple of these. I'm going to look at Susie Sapphire first. Brilliant winner of this year's Puppy Oaks, and it's very easy to forget how young she is. She's still only a November 19. She won't be 2 until November. Very likely leader here, but how far clear can she get? I think only maybe Frontamani can come from 4 or 5 lengths behind her at halfway. The others can't afford to give her that much rope. She's 3 from 3 from trap 1, perfectly drawn here tonight. In trap 2, Billy's Diva. This draw could be absolutely perfect. 1 could be expected to be gone up the fence. 3 usually does move a touch wide, and she'd be hoping to get first crack at Susie Sapphire, but you can't afford to give her too much rope. We've already mentioned she's been a finalist in the 600 in the National Puppy Stake, the Oaks and the Easter Cup, so she does deserve a big one. Frontamani out in trap 6, you're likely, it's currently your joint favourite. I think she might just go off favourite. Look, 27.94. Can she trap like that again? She did show good early last week, in fairness to her, and if she's within 4 lengths of anything bar maybe 4 or 5 down the back straight, she is going to have a huge chance. Don't rule out Highview Magnet. Trap 3, she could lead up the outside runners. An intriguing final about to get underway. I'm going to side with Susie Sapphire to make all. Be interesting to see, does trap 3 move wide? Ian, what are your final thoughts as they head to traps?
Whoever gets in behind Susie Sapphire will most likely win the race. Susie Sapphire doesn't need an awful lot of luck to be left in front. You know, history of the Oaks would suggest if you are in front, you're going to take some stopping, but she's just facing, you know, I can't remember an Oaks decider where there were so many powerful performers. They're not really speedy 5.25 yard types. Like the likes of Billy's Diva, Scooby Princess, Ballydoyle Rossa and Frontamani are arguably all better over slightly further. So if one of them gets loose in behind Susie Sapphire, it's going to be very hard to stop them. I think the one that's most likely to get loose in behind her is Billy's Diva in trap 2. But we'll soon find out. As we can see, they are being placed in traps for this, a vintage renewal of the Oaks. Runners in traps for the final of the 2021 Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 1, Susie Sapphire. 2, Billy's Diva. 3, Highview Magnet. 4, Scooby Princess. 5, Ballydoyle Rossa. And 6 is Frontamani. The hare up behind traps. Racing, good start by 1 up the inside. Susie Sapphire predictably setting a blistering gallop. 3 in second. Highview Magnet holds up 2, Billy's Diva, and all of a sudden Susie Sapphire has 3 lengths in hand over 3 in second. Highview Magnet, Billy's Diva gets racing. So too 5, Ballydoyle Rossa, but Susie Sapphire remains clear. Now 4, Scooby Princess is flying. It's Susie Sapphire with 2, Billy's Diva and Scooby Princess, but Susie Sapphire will win the Sporting Press Oaks. Brilliant performance by this very young daughter of Droopy's Jet. Well done to Fionn McKenna and Peter Comerford. I'll say it again. Susie Sapphire, the Oaks champion in 28.15. A brilliant display.
Excellent display, great commentary as always. Ian. Big congratulations to Peter Comerford and Owen McKenna. Let's take a look at that again. She absents 15.94 to the third bend. That's a fantastic run. Here we go. Trap 3. I thought she might run well. She did. She takes a flyer and moves wide and holds up the strong runners. Trap 1. Susie Sapphire takes a flyer and High View Magnet just gets in front of Billy Steva there, and that was the winning and the losing of the race. Billy Steva was always going to take a little while to get into her stride. She's still being held up behind High View Magnet, but look at Susie Sapphire. 15.94 to the third bend. They weren't going to catch her from here really. I think she's a little bit stronger once she hits that third bend in front on her own. And look, Billy Steva is within 5 lengths of her at the third bend. She doesn't get within 6 of her at the finish line. They're strange, these pitches, and I think she does run on a bit stronger when she gets to the lead on her own at the third bend. Last week Front the Manny headed her and she sort of waved the white flag a little bit. Ian, 28.15 on that track. I think that track might be back maybe 20 when we have it a really fast on a really fast even. On that run she'd stay 5.50. A truly fabulous performance.
Yeah, truly brilliant display. You know, I spoke to Owen McKenna during the week and he was hopeful that something might happen in behind to allow her to win, but as you can see, High View Magnet came away racing, and that was the key to this contest, because she holds up Billy Steve, who's forced to check out. All of a sudden Scooby Princess is forced to check wide. Meanwhile, Susie Sapphire is absolutely going hell for leather down that back straight. You said it, 15.94 on a track that's going well but not absolutely flying. Brilliant performance by a young bitch with the world at her feet. 28.15, and she's coming back to them up the home straight. You know, what could she do? And you know, when she's mature, when she's had a season under, you know, if she comes in the season soon and she comes back a stronger bitch, well, we could be looking at an absolute superstar. It was a top quality Oaks final, but she turned it into nothing short of a procession. Brilliant performance by Susie Sapphire, and my heartiest congratulations to Owen McKenna, who after the heartache with Pistana last year probably deserved a big one. It's been a while. And of course Peter Comerford, one of the great supporters of the game. His family are all heavily involved, and it's great to see people like this landing the spoils in the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. It was a brilliant competition, it was a vintage final, and I can promise you one thing: we have a very special winner in the form of Susie Sapphire. Just watch her here off the final turn. She's still bounding on lovely up the home straight. She wins well. Scooby Princess runs an incredible race in second spot. Billy's Diva back in third, but brilliant winner Susie Sapphire.
She was indeed, and it's great to see some members, you can see them on your shot there, of the Comerford family. Great to be here to enjoy an occasion like this. Like, it still would be great to be at home having a pitch like Susie Sapphire doing 28.15, but it's good to see a couple of connections here and to be able to enjoy the night. It's memories that'll last a lifetime, winning an Oaks like that. Tremendous pitch. It's now 4 wins from 4 in Trap 1. Still only in November 19. It's another €25,000 into the pot. She's almost won €30,000 in prize money and hasn't even hit 2 years of age. It's a fabulous performance. I was banging on about the 16 to 1 here about 3 weeks ago. Did I take it? No, I did not. I just told everybody this is a great price, but didn't back it. Anyway, we still have more great racing to come. The SIS Race of Champions is going to take place down in Tralee at about 9:22. Race 9 and then on to race 10. So race 9 down in Tralee. I'll give you a quick run through the parade and then we'll pass over to Joe. So in Trap 1 we have Cool Brain Grace, owned and trained by Mary Kearney, a daughter of Droopy's Kane and Earl's Diva. In Trap 2, Trevor O'Connell owns and trains Roadstone Barney, a son of Tyler Big Mike and Impact Mixture. In Trap 3 we have Windowmaker. Chris Houlihan trains this son of Definite Opinion and Ballymac Razzler for Michael O'Connell in Castle Island. In Trap 4 we have Millridge Zoe. Donal O'Mahony trains this daughter of Bickerton Boom and Millridge Jeannie. In Trap 5, Send Up Brandy, owned by John McMahon of Tralee and trained by Pat McMahon. And out in Trap 6 we have the DKD Syndicate's Rocket to the Third, trained by Carol Ransbottom, a son of Droopy's Buick and Rycourt Scarlet. He'll be my selection here in Trap 6. I'll quickly go through my 3 to follow here. Trap 1, Clune Brain Grace on the comeback trail for Mary Kennedy. Not raced since the 23rd of January and has won around here from this box in 28.64 in the past. Raced in higher grade, in fact, and nothing wrong with his recent comeback trial. In Trap 2, Roadstone Barney. He's another who's raced in better company in the past. 26 top 2 finishes from his 59 starts. Really likeable sort, and he's holding his form well, as he displayed when clocking 30.22 for 5.50 in defeat here recently. He's approaching his 5th birthday, and he's a credit to Connections. And finally, my selection in this race is the well-named Rocket to the Third. His luck has deserted him in recent starts, but he has won a couple of times in this class, and he has clocked 21.29 for the 400 around Dundalk, and he'd be very interesting if he can come away on terms. Joe, I'll pass to you. I'm going to side with Trap 6. I hope you've seen that brilliant performance there by Susie Sapphire.
Yeah, Susie Sapphire, what a bitch she is to. She's had a brilliant year, and Dawn Quinn is beside me. She just showed me a picture of Susie Sapphire, only 6 months old, so it's great to see her progress so well, and well done to all connections there. And Barry, you hit the nail on the head. It's fantastic to see people back at the tracks and a bit of touch of normality resuming about the place. It's nice to see greyhounds running here with syndicates and a few owners meeting together, having a few drinks and great food available at all the tracks at the moment. So encouraging people to get back to the tracks as soon as they can. Coming up, our 9th race here. It's a very, very wide open race. A1, our favourite, and aptly named favourite, Rocket to the Third, has some great early pace and has shown that on display a number of occasions. Has a 2:06 split in Shelbourne Park to its credit, and doing around 2:05, 2:06 in Shelbourne Park is real nice early pace moving. Window Maker for Chris Hoolan, a very, very shrewd local trainer, has 19 starts, 4 wins, 5-2 chance, and Clonbrine Grace, of course, for Mary Carney of My Van from Trap 1. Perhaps the red jacket might suit that one. I'm going to copy you here, Barry. I think Rocket to Third. I think Carol Ramsdorton is a fantastic trainer, man from Laois, so I'm going to go for Trap 6 in the stripes, Rocket to the Third, to take our 9th race. But it's very, very wide open. We're heading to Mike Flaherty for our commentary.
5 yards grade A1 in Trap 1, Clonbrine Grace, 2 Roadstone Barney, 3 Window Maker, 4 Millridge Zoe, 5 Cedar Brandy, and 6 Rocket to the Third. Where we go for race number 9 in Tralee. Bit of a ragged start there, but it's 1, 3 and 4 is shared lead into the opening bend. Trap 3 Window Maker just makes the opening bend ahead of 1 and 2 on the inside. Then comes 4, 6 and 5. Entering the back straight, Window Maker out in front. 3 links to the good of Trap 1, Clonbrine Grace. Then comes 6, 4, 2 and 5 at the halfway stage. 3 is flying into the third bend. Window Maker out in front, just made the opening corner ahead of the others, and lead 6, who's a clear second. That's Rocket to the Third. As they come around the final bend, Trap 3 Window Maker trying to make all from 6 and 4 and pulling away all the time. A great performance by Trap 3, our winner. Very close between 4, 6 and 2 for second. Another smart time of 28.56.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Window Maker makes it win number 5 in his 20 starts. He had a line of form behind 50 Cashback a couple of runs back, and we've seen 50 Cashback win a sprint here earlier on the card, and he shows sprinters pace into the first bend. Myself and Joe picked Rocket to the Third. He's another sprinting type, but he missed a kick. He was always going to struggle. Window Maker, you can see him here now. He's already 4 lengths clear down the back straight. He has some good form on his card. He's 28.64 around Tralee, and he's also been sprinting in good class recently. Still holds a 5-length lead as they turn for home. Trap 6 Rocket to the Third, done well to get as close as he did, just fades out with back in 3rd place, but a good win by Window Maker. I make that a personal best, 28.54. Had got 28.60 on his card. Joe, our selection missed a kick, but a good win there by Window Maker.
Yeah, our selection, of course, Rocket to the Third, missed a kick, and probably uncharacteristic of that greyhound, but sure to be there or thereabouts again in the future. Very exciting one for that syndicate. Very impressive performance by Window Maker, of course, trained by Chris Hoolan, a very, very shrewd trainer indeed, and locally owned by Michael O'Connell of Castleisland. Very nice clock, 28.56. Not a surprise, had previously 28.60 around Tralee and had some nice sprint form as well. Very, very nice performance, of course, well bred by definite opinion and out of Ballymacrazzler. Makes its 5th career win out of 20 starts. Very nice prospect, and with a clock like that is a greyhound going places. Well done to all connections there of Window Maker, winner of our 9th race here in the Kingdom.
Thanks a million, Joe. So a very slight delay to our next race here at Shelbourne Park, and the reason why is you can see them there on the podium. But you see the man holding that trophy. Somebody actually forgot that trophy, and it just came storming across the track there about 20 seconds ago. So whoever's in charge of bringing the trophy wasn't on his A game. There we go. Look, it's great to see people, even though they're having to maintain social distancing. It's a great occasion to be here. Owen McKenna there with Susie Sapphire sitting down. And Imelda Grower, who we had a race named after her earlier on, she's taking the photographs. The parade, they're just burning on with it. In behind them, we're taking this parade, whether you like it or not. Ian, you've never done a parade before with with connections on the track, but you look, there we go. That's it. There's Imelda there in her white sneakers. As I say, she's around here a long time, and she's a regular face at Shelbourne Park. Ian, over to you. Connection still on the podium in the middle of your parade.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Let them enjoy it. Runners parading now for this trackside with Declan O'Donoghue, A1 525, and 1 Droopy's Good for Owen McKenna, Paul Carpenter and Bev Lockheed, the son of Ballybock Mike and Droopy's Cuckoo. The way the night's going for Owen McKenna is a likely favourite. In 2 is Jack's Lockup for Mert Lahey and Larry O'Shea, a son of Lawhill Blake and Woe Katie. 3 Kilpipe Glen, William Codd, trained by Graham Holland, the son of Patsy Sabbath and Glen Lee. 4 is Salmic Sunset, owned by Michael Mackey, trained by Pat Guilfoyle, a son of Good News and Mystical Mall. 5 is Carrigain North, Thomas Buggy for Dara Patterson, a son of Skywalker Puma and Dame Iris. And out in 6 is Jazz Toes, Peter Cronin for the Big Bus Syndicate. Peter's already had a winner in Toaster tonight. This is the son of Taylor Sky and Yahoo Perlina. It's your 10th race tonight. They're on the way to Traps, not long left to place your bets.
Thanks a million, Ian. So I will give you a quick show of betting for race 10 here. It is the Declan O'Donoghue Open 525. Good evening to Declan if you're watching, long-time supporter of Greyhound racing in Ireland. Your current favourite is Droopy's Good. Even money this morning now 8 to 11. Next in you can have Jazz Toes at 7 to 2. It's 4 to 1 trap 4 Salmic Sunset, 6 to 1 trap 2 Jack's Lockup. It's 8 to 1 Kilpipe Blue and 20 to 1 trap 5 Carrigain North. Ian, just in 30 seconds or so, the machine just ran there at Toaster. I think he was the only one of our qualifiers, is that correct?
I'm just looking at them crossing the line, Barry. I actually haven't seen the race itself. I just caught the end of the replay, but the machine was third. Adele's Duke, who actually used to run here at Shelbourne Park, won the race, and I believe Faughan Rebel was second. So no luck, it seems, for Sweep the Yard and Bandicoot Sammy. But the machine lives to fight another day, and that's another Irish runner through to the semi-finals next, or the quarterfinals next week. And we have Dearjet Sydney, the defending champion, running in the final heat of the evening. He's, well, in theory, ideally drawn on the fence, but they've been struggling from that inside all evening. So it'll be interesting to see how Dearjet Sydney runs.
And from that inside fence all month, if you ask me. It seems to be very hard to win from trap 1 around Toaster. Anyway, back to the Declan O'Donoghue 525 here at Shelbourne Park, and we're going to take a look at trap 1 Droopy's Good. Currently they're 11 to 8 on a favourite. He started his career with 3 wins from 3, and he was unlucky here a couple of weeks ago behind a tradesman. He missed the break badly from trap 4 here last week, rushed to the corner. There's no doubt he has some serious pace, but a recent 220 odd sectionals are just not going to cut it at this level. I think with a level break I'm sure he could do a big run, but he must lead here for me. Owen McKenna couldn't be in better form, so hopefully he comes away running with him, and it'd be nice to see what this one can do. And trap 4 Patrick Guilfoyle, well, he'll be hoping to mirror the success of Owen McKenna in our next race down in Tralee, the big one down there. He trained Salmic Sunset for Michael Mackey. He made it 4 from 7 here last week with an all-the-way success in 28.58. He will need a similar start to clear the inside trio, but he's still quite unexposed, and the kennel are in flying form and hoping to keep that form up, as I mentioned, going into the big one next at Tralee. And finally, out in trap 6, Jazz Toes for Peter Cronin. Ian has already mentioned Peter was on the scoreboard over in Toaster with All About Ted. He looked very impressive over there. Jazz Toes is running really, really well around here, and prior to an unsuccessful tilt at the English Derby. Look, despite being a middle seed, this draw may suit. Not without a chance here out wide. Of the rest of them, Jack's Lockup, he was a wide margin winner of an A4 around here on the 1st of June. No luck when stepped up in grade here last week. He must be trap 1 to the punch for win purposes. Trap 2, Kilpipe Glen for Graham Holland. Ran well on a return from a short break when running on behind Awesome Blue. He was a good winner of an A3 in March. He will need to turn closer to the pace to figure here this evening. And finally, we haven't mentioned Carrigain North for Thomas Buggy. He's the youngster of the lineup. 2 wins already to his name over course and distance, an A3 and an A1. He ran a little bit better than the placing suggests on the 29th of May. However, this is a hot contest and he will need a personal best to win. Ian, I'm excited to see how Droopy's Good gets on from trap 1. What are your thoughts here for race 10?
Yeah, he's an exciting greyhound, but he's going to need to improve his starting, because just been very scratchy at the boxes the last 2 nights, and if he misses the kick, well, he's going to struggle again. Droopy's Good, but in contrast to that, if he does start on terms, there's no question he has massive pace to that third bend. Real early speedster, certainly a greyhound that could play a big part in proceedings. Salmic Sunset, though, was a good winner last time out. This is probably a slightly trickier race, and you know, some nice types here. You know, it's not going to be all that easily won, but Droopy's Good would be my selection. Well, there is the bell. This the trackside with Declan O'Donoghue, Open 525. 1 is Droopy's Good. In 2, Jack's Lockup. 3, Kilpipe Glen. 4, Salmic Sunset. 5, Carrigain North. And 6 is Jazz Toes. Hair up behind traps. Racing, good start by 1. Droopy's good up the inside, shooting up the fence to lead. From in second, 3 Kilpipe Glen and 4 Salmic Sunset. 2 runs off, Jack's Lockup, and all of a sudden Droopy's good finds himself 6-7 lengths clear. 6 Jazz Toes showing pace to go second, but it's all about trap 1. Droopy's good, well clear to the third bend. He's gone faster than the Oaks winner to the third bend. 15.90 from Droopy's good off the final turn. He's going to win as he likes. A fine display by Droopy's good. Second is 6 Jazz Toes and 3 Kilpipe Glen back in third. He came back to his rivals somewhat, but he still wins in fine style. 28.39 for Droopy's good.
Owen McKenna in absolutely flying form. That's a big win by Droopy's good. Trapped on terms, and as we've seen before, he has got great pace into the first bend. Just from here down to the third bend, he is really electric. It's a good field in behind him, and he takes a 5-length lead and turns it maybe into an 8-length lead. I couldn't believe when Susie Sapphire clocked 15.94 to the third bend, and in the very next race this fella goes and does 15.90 to the third bend, just over a half a length quicker. He's obviously tying up a small bit if he's a half a length quicker than Susie Sapphire and going maybe 3-4 lengths slower at the 5-2-5 yard, but that's a really good performance. Gets his career back on track. Ian, he was one of the dogs I was looking forward to seeing tonight. He didn't disappoint.
No, he certainly didn't. The key was he trapped on terms. He didn't have to seek out a rails pitch, and he just shot up the fence, and that's a sensational run into that third bend. 15.90. Not too many do that, and yeah, he does come back a bit to them. I wouldn't be surprised if his future is in the UK. He's now owned by Bev Lockheed and Graham Box, who have bought a half share from Paul Carpenter, and I believe somewhere like the Yarmouth Derby or something could be on the horizon for him, but he's certainly an exciting prospect to bring across the pond, because with his early speed he'll win many races in the future. I have no doubt about that. That Droopy's good. He's going to live up to his name, I think.
Yeah, really, yeah, Droopy's good, yeah. Not many better than him on that sort of run. Yeah, really big performance. Massive pace down to the third bend, and he is only he's a June 19, I suppose, so just about 2-year-old. Really nice one to look forward to. So we've had the big one here at Shelbourne Park, a fantastic final. Joe, it's down to you. Will your final live up to what we've just seen here in Shelbourne Park? It is, of course, the SIS Race of Champions. There you can see the runners on your screen. Trap 5, Explosive Boy, is your favourite. I think Joe mentioned 4 to 6 earlier on. Jerry Holohan has Butsy's Bengal. Jerry's looking for a treble on the card tonight, just making sure Owen McKenna has no runners in this race. He really is the man on form. Liam Dowling has 2 in it, Ballymac Belvolt and Ballymac Merlin, and Deadly Samurai for Carol Ramsbottom runs from trap 3 with Crossfield Field and trap 4. So there we go. On parade, trap 1, Ballymac Belvolt, owned by the Starboard and Out Syndicate, care of Derek O'Brien, his son of Vulturi, and Ballymac Bell. In trap 2 we've Ballymac Merlin, and again he's a brother of trap 1. He's a son of Vulturi and Ballymac Bell, owned and trained by Liam Dowling. In trap 3 we have Deadly Samurai for Gary Hannon in Bray. This one trained by Carol Ramsbottom, a son of Ballymac Vic and Lemon Lucy. 8 wins from 21 starts for this fella. Trap 4, the only bitch in the field, Crossfield Fina. She's owned by Brendan O'Shea. Brendan also trains this one. She's a daughter of Kinloch Bray and Crossfield Betty. In trap 5 we have the hot favourite Explosive Boy, owned by Peter Sutcliffe in South Australia. He's trained by Patrick Guilfoyle, the son of Good News and Delightful Girl. 12 wins from 19 starts, already won €23,000 in prize money. And out in trap 6 we have Jerry Holohan, an informed trainer. This one, Butsy's Bengal, owned by the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate, a son of Pinpoint Maxi and Kiliakal Tammy, I beg your pardon. He's won 12 of his 22 starts. We're going to look at Ballymac Belvolt in trap 1. As we mentioned, he's a little brother of trap 2. They're both still quite lightly raced for their age. Belvolt only once out of the top 3. He finished second in the Juvenile Classic here behind Sing Along Sally in March, and he was a semi-finalist in the Con and Annie Kirby at Limerick in April. He's a powerful runner, has an ideal draw, and his placings from trap 1 down in Tralee are 3rd, 1st, 2nd and 1st. Out in trap 5 we have Explosive Boy. Where to start with this one? He's racing top company his whole life. He was a finalist in the National Puppy Stake at Shelbourne Park last year, December, beaten favourite for the final of the Con and Annie Kirby at Limerick. He got as well earned a big race success in the final of the Produce Stakes at Clonmel earlier this month, and was sensational when winning last week. And finally trap 6 for the Butsy's Bengal Syndicate. Butsy's Bucko Syndicate, it's Butsy's Bengal. He's a really good card. He's 12 wins from 22 starts and has won at 3 different distances around 5 different tracks. Joe, I'll give you a moment to go through the race of the SIS Race of Champions down in Tralee. I'm going to side with Explosive Boy, no surprises, but it promises to be a decent final.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And the Race of Champions is a very proud race down in Tralee. They really love their greyhounds in Kerry, and this is a very proud race that they love hosting year in, year out. Some fantastic winners previously of this, and one I think deserves a special mention. That's Melody's Pat, trained of course by Pat Fitzgerald, who we lost in recent months. He was a fantastic trainer, nice to pay tribute to him. He won the first running of this, breaking the track record in 29.62. We saw the track record broken last week by Explosive Boy, 29.22, 40 spots better than Melody's Pat that time for Pat Fitz. But Explosive Boy, our worthy 4-6 favourite. I'm sure the connections weren't too pleased to see the orange jacket of Trap 5 in the draw for Explosive Boy, and this is where it could open things up. Trap 1, Ballymac Belvolt. I think there is a massive run in Belvolt. In Limerick, in the Kirby, he won in 28.42. On that occasion, he came home from the third bend in 11.96, one of the top splits coming home in Limerick. If he can repeat that and get a run up the rails, Belvolt could be a big player here. Ballymac Merlin, the Kirby finalist, was so impressive last week. 29.55, came home in 15.37 and 4.28 early split. A repeat of that will see Merlin go very, very close. Well, Deadly Samurai for Carl Ramsbottom, bombed out of the traps last week, was so impressive. Had a confidence booster in Kilkenny, flew through a sweepstake down in Kilkenny. Real confidence booster, winning 3 races on the trot. Was a champion, unraced champion in Kilkenny in 2020. So a very, very talented greyhound. Crossfield Fina, although 25-1 is the only bitch in the race, is a very, very talented bitch with a massive future. Explosive Boy goes from Trap 5, and he is, what can we say about him? He is flawless. If repeat of his run last week, hands down, he's our winner of a Race of Champions. But it's still all to play for. Butsy's Bingle. Jerry Hollins had 2 runners tonight, 2 winners. This is his 3rd runner tonight. Will he make it 100% strike rate? An 8-1 chance. Has 28-23 victory around Shelbourne Park with a 2-11 split. Has a 2-04 split. Is inclined to nudge in and could perhaps cause a bit of traffic and congestion if he does nudge in on Explosive Boy, but it all depends if Explosive Boy can get out, and if he does, we are seeing greatness before our eyes with Explosive Boy. He's a top class greyhound, Kirby finalist, Produce Stakes winner. Very, very exciting.
1 Ballymac Belville, 2 Ballymac Merlin, 2 Deadly Samurai, 4 Crestwood Fina, 5 Explosive Boy, and 6 Butsy's Bengal. Where we go for our big final. 5 hits the lids again and races into the opening bend from 6 and 4. There comes 3, 2 and 1. Explosive Boy has flown out in front and leads by 3 lengths over Trap 6. Butsy's Bengal racing down the back straight. It's 5 from 6. Big gap to the rest. Explosive Boy, a similar run to last week at the halfway stage, is 3 lengths clear from 6. Butsy's Bengal as they come towards the final bend. Butsy's Bengal putting in a performance, though, is only 2 lengths down. 1's in 3rd position, but it's still Trap 5. Explosive Boy trying to hold off the late challenge of 6 as they race down towards the second win line. Explosive Boy is going to win the Race of Champions again. A very important performance by Trap 5, Explosive Boy from 6 and 1. A great performance there. The time 29.36.
29.36. Thanks, Mike. Well, Peter Sutcliffe, you're down under, but you're on top of the world tonight with Explosive Boy. What a performance, what a break. Joe, you'll have to see can you get that sectional time for us. He done 4:20 last week. Surely he's gone faster. He absolutely flew out. Little bit of trouble in behind. It was a 2-dog race from the sprint box. In fairness to Butsy's Bengal, he really did put it up to him. He chased him hard all the way to the finish. That looks like a PB from Butsy's Bengal. Jerry Holohan's dogs are in really, really good form, but take nothing away from Patrick Guilfoyle and Explosive Boy. 29.36 after 29.22 last week. An absolute flying start. Have you got the sectionals in front of you, Joe, or would it take a minute? He absolutely exploded from traps.
Barry, I have the sections here in front of me. 4.17 last week. Explosive Boy did 4.20, 4.17 tonight. As we've often said in this show before, Explosive Boy is a greyhound, probably one of the most featured greyhounds on Talking Dog TV. Explosive by name, explosive by nature. We are seeing greatness before our eyes tonight. What a fantastic performance. He's a Produce Stakes winner, Kirby finalist in the National Puppy Stake at the back end of last year, and now a Race of Champions winner. He is a phenomenal greyhound, and I think great credit must go to Patrick Guilfoyle by the way he campaigned this greyhound. He won the Produce Stakes final, and of course perhaps other people may have said, you know, he's after winning a classic like the Produce Stakes, let's put him away, but fair play to Patrick Guilfoyle for taking his chance and running this greyhound. It's a fantastic event down here in Tralee, and as he said last week, the track is in superb condition, very, very safe, and it's brilliant to see such a performance at 29.36. Well, of course, Explosive Boy's sire, good news, previously held the track record here in Tralee with a run of 29.34. Very, very close to that tonight by Explosive Boy. It was very exciting greyhound, and it's just a privilege and an honour to be alive at the same time as Explosive Boy. What a great performance. Fantastic to see it.
Thanks a million, Joe. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Non-runner in Trap 1 here in this race at Shelbourne Park. Race 11, just about to go on parade. Over to you, Ian.
There's some real early speed in it. Runners now on parade for the Anne-Marie Keane and all frontline healthcare workers. Thank you very much. Open 5-2-5. Trap 1 is absent, so 2 we're going to see Greenfield Lark, owned by Ciara McLaughlin, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Greenfield Robin. 3 is Black Malibu for Sally O'Donovan, a daughter of Confident Rankin and Curly Jeannie. 4 is Agent Stanley, Mary Gilbert for Pat Flanagan, Erwin Burkmeyer, son of Law Hill Blake and Siderian Pearl. 5 Dark Devil, Mert Lahey for Jim Langton, a son of Ballymac Vic and Bullrun Ballad. And out in 6 we have Romeo on Fire, Graham Holland for David Firmager, a son of Droopy's Jet, and Rushmore Beatrice, another dog with sensational early speed. There's going to be quite a run to the corner here for traps 4, 5 and 6, all capable of going up very fast indeed. Perhaps 2 and 3 might be able to land a blow late, but all about the early speed of 4, 5 and 6 as they race into that opening corner.
And Ian, yeah, promises to be a great race to the first bend. Just to touch on a point Joe there made about Patrick Guilfoyle and campaigning Explosive Boy, I got to agree with him. There's a lot of dogs when they're in great form or win a classic like that, trainers tend to lay them off. But personally, I think once they're in form like that, just kick on with them, because you can say he won a Produce Stakes, let's give him a break, but I think as Patrick said himself in an interview last week, it is hard to get them back to that sort of form. So as the old saying goes, strike while the iron is hot, and that certainly paid dividends for Peter Sutcliffe and Patrick Guilfoyle. That dog has now won €40,000 in prize money, so huge congratulations to them. Dear Jet Sydney is going to traps for the last heat tonight in Toaster. We'll let you know how he gets on. But back to race 11 here, the Anne-Marie Keane and all the frontline healthcare workers, thank you very much. Open 5-2-5. A non-runner in trap 1, Rannoch Moore. We will look now at Agent Stanley. He's a really likeable performer, Agent Stanley. He was a finalist in the Kirby not so long ago when finishing 3rd behind Stone Park Leo. Recently came back to Shelbourne Park with a fast 350 trial and another brilliant display here last week. He's now won 4 of his last 5 races at Shelbourne Park. He really likes the place. 9 wins in all from his 20 starts for Mary Gilbert. Out in trap 6 we've another early speedster. It's going to be a great race to the bend. Romeo on Fire for Graham Holland. He's been in fine form around here recently. We could be treated to fireworks early between himself and Agent Stanley. Romeo on Fire has 10 starts at Shelbourne Park, 5 wins, 3 seconds and a 3rd. He's very well drawn out wide. Promises to be a truly remarkable 5-5 this. It's all on the early pace and what leads early. Trap 3, Black Malibu. Well, she had some big performances around Caul prior to a tilt at the Oaks. She 28.33 around Caul. I think that's one of the fastest times of the year up there in Caul at 28.33. And Dark Devil, look, he put in a huge run here on the May the 15th. We were here for Talking Dogs TV that evening. He won in 28.29. So as I say, what a race to the bend between 4 Agent Stanley, 5 Dark Devil and 6 Romeo on Fire. I can tell you that Dear Jet Sydney has crossed the line in front over a Toaster. Ian, just briefly, did you get to see the whole lot? It looked to be an impressive performance.
Yeah, well, what have we been saying all night? Social media has been mad about the fact that you can't win from the inside in Toaster, and it was very much a hold my beer moment from Dear Jet Sydney. He popped out from the inside, shot up the inside of all his rivals into the corner and just went about crushing them. Basically, the defending champion is after devastating the rivals in that final heat. So another winner for the Irish and Dear Jet Sydney and Knocknable Sid, providing a sensational double for Pat Buckley. Could he make it 2 years running, winning the English Derby? Well, hopefully. Meanwhile, here at Shelbourne Park, they're going to traps for this 11th race. But again, tremendous performance by Dear Jet Sydney at Toaster. Great to see our very best remaining in the competition. Well, as you can see, the Greyhound's now being placed in traps for this 11th race here tonight. Again, a great battle to the opening corner between 4, 5 and 6. They're all in now, it seems. And so all in for this 11th and penultimate race here tonight at Shelbourne Park. The Anne-Marie Keane and all frontline healthcare workers, thank you very much. Open 5-2-5. In 1, Nothing. Trap vacant. 2 Greenfield Lark, 3 Black Malibu, 4 Agent Stanley, 5 Dark Devil, and 6 is Romeo on Fire. The hare coming up behind Traps. Racing, good start by 6 Romeo on Fire, Agent Stanley in chase, then comes 5 Dark Devil, but it is 6 Romeo on Fire, living up to his name as he leads him into the back straight by 2.5 lengths. Agent Stanley giving chase a long way back to the rest, headed by 2 Greenfield Lark, but out front and 6 Romeo on Fire, 15.97 for Agent Stanley, though won't go away in second spot and is trying to launch a challenge, but 6 Romeo on Fire in tremendous form of late wins from Agent Stanley a long way back to Greenfield Lark in third. The winning time 28.30. Romeo on Fire burnt off his rivals in the early yards.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, disappointing there from Nothing in Trap 1. Disappointing performance, but a good performance by Romeo on Fire. Take a flyer from Trap 6, 205 sectional. Agent Stanley come away well too, but he was just forced to move off wide. I still thought he had a chance. I know he's not the strongest of there, but neither is Romeo on Fire. And down to the third bend, there's a 3-length gap between them. It more or less held all that way to the line. 15.97 to the third bend. That's some serious going, as we see Susie Safford on 15.94. So he's a real early pacer. Agent Stanley tries his best in second, but I think he's had his heart broke at that stage. Beaten about 2 lengths. A long gap back to Trap 2. Greenfield Lark back in third. Ian, that's now his 6th win from his 11 starts around Shelbourne Park. He's 3 seconds to that. Maybe the front 2 could go to Dundalk for the sprint.
Yeah, they could well do. I don't personally think Agent Stanley is a sprinter. I think he's a really sharp 5.25 yard dog, and I think they could maybe stretch out the 5.50 for a few runs. You never know later in the year, but no, I think he's a real 5.25 yard dog. Romeo on Fire is a really decent sprinter potentially, but yeah, they're going to have to be on their toes because it's shaping up like a red hot sprint this year. So it'll be interesting to see if they do go to the Dundalk. The chances are both of them could rock up the Dundalk, and if they do, well, they could certainly play a part.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having Romeo on Fire in my kennel for a tilt at the 400 in Dundalk, or Agent Stanley for that matter. He's a really likeable sort around here. As to with Romeo on Fire, they're really running well around the track here recently. So we just seen Dearjet Sydney through to the quarterfinals of the English Derby. I'm not too sure when that draw will take place. They usually do it during the week, as they have done for the last couple of weeks, so maybe it's a case of that again this evening. One more race to come here at Shelbourne Park, and it's actually one of the best races on the card. You have the likes of Night Tornado in Trap 1. He was an even money favourite. He'd no look over a toaster when he went over for the Derby, but ignore that run. I think he's a fascinating contender, and I think he could go a long way in this year's Derby. We've 2 races to go down at Clonmel. We have the Barking Buzz, or down in Tralee, sorry, with the Barking Buzz LAE 525, and then we finish up with the Hitter Bust 525 down there. So, Joe, you didn't get much of a chance to talk to us about Explosive Boy. It was a fabulous performance. Yeah,
Brilliant performance. It's just he's a majestic greyhound. I mean, look at his performances in the Kirby. I guess he was unlucky in the final, just things didn't go his way, and probably considering his 28.08 and all the fantastic performances he put in Limerick, probably would have been a deserved Kirby winner going by his form. But then to go to Clonmel, the Produce Stakes, and put in the runs he did, he's just a fantastic greyhound. And we have Mr. Guilfoyle coming to join us now. Pat, I'm speechless. How do you sum up a greyhound like Explosive Boy?
Yeah, hey, look, he's a miller. He's really kind of gone beyond all our expectations the last couple of weeks, months. You know, he really is. And I know he's smart. He was a little bit apprehensive tonight about the draw. Well, I'm always sceptical anyway, but the draw was, you know, he was drawn a bit funny like, and too far out. But look, he took a flash break, and he was fantastic. Like, oftentimes when a dog runs a track record, you know, you'd be afraid the following week they might be that little bit flat. But no, he did. He was perfect there tonight, so I'm delighted with him.
And did recorded a 4:20 section last week, which was phenomenal for Tralee, and tonight did a 4:17.
Yeah, he did. He flashed out. It was definitely his best ever break there tonight. So yeah, no, he's settled into it. He's become a real professional, and no, he's a lovely dog. He was a great find, and very thankful to the Kennedy family for selling him to us. Another great dog that they produced, just a conveyor belt of him, and another great winner for Good News as well, his sire. So yeah, no, it's great result. I'm delighted.
And 4 years ago, of course, you had Good News in the final, and you've gone one better with Explosive Boy. Pat, tell us, what's your plans for him now?
I'm not sure. I'll have a chat with Peter, Peter Sutcliffe, who owns him, and so I would probably, I'd like to take in the Dundalk International on the 12th of July with him, and then put him away till maybe just a trial around Shelbourne before the Derby, perhaps. Or yeah, something like that, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Pat, you've trained some of the best greyhounds ever in existence, the likes of Good News and Skywalker Rory. Is probably maybe an awkward question to ask you, but where does he rank in the greyhounds you've trained? Because you've trained some very, very good ones.
Yeah, we've been very lucky the last couple of years, but he'd be up there with the best of them, I'd imagine. So because he keeps, when I think I have the measure of him, or he just seems to find it a little bit more, you know. So yeah, look, he's up there with the best of them. Really, absolutely is. So look, just so you like all those good dogs, you need luck with them. So hopefully he'll be lucky. But so far he's been a little treasure for us.
Exactly. Well, as I said a while ago, it's a privilege and an honour just to be able to see him in action down here in Tralee. Well done to you and Peter Sutcliffe and all.
Thanks very much.
And I'm sure you'll enjoy the celebrations.
Yeah, thanks a million, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, Pat. Thanks a million.
Joe, and congratulations to Peter Sutcliffe and Pat Kilfoyle with Explosive Boy. He really is an exceptional dog, and he's going to go for the Dundalk International. That promises to be a fantastic race as well. We've got some really top class dogs around at the moment. So we've 2 races to go down at Clonmel and 1 fabulous race to come here still at Shelbourne Park. So race 11, we've missed the parade. I'll just run through them. Trap 1, Avongate Whiskey for Donny Mulvihill. Trap 2, Crossfield Ruby for Brendan O'Shea. 3, Misty Soprano for John Houlihan and Ballyduff. In trap 4, we've Anamore Rankin. Dennis Buckley owns this one. Morris O'Connor trains. In trap 5, Nocturnal SOS or SUS, whatever way you like, for Noreen McElliott. And out in trap 6, we have Marisa Magic for Norma Lenihan in Limerick, trained by Jerry Griffin. Joe, I'll pass over to you, give you a little chance to have a look at this race. I thought it was between 1 and 4, Joe.
Yeah. Avongate Whitney runs from trap 1, of course, for Donny Mulvihill. Comes on the back rail here from A3 back to A4, and perhaps the red jacket and the ease and grade could suit Avongate Whitney, of course, well bred out of the Droopy's Amuse dam line. Of course, Crossfield Ruby runs for Brendan O'Shea, is another very, very shrewd man with his greyhounds. Perhaps some of the more prominent types going to come from the inside, but I also think Jerry Griffin has a very, very nice greyhound out in trap 6, staying well, perhaps not so much at the early yards, but if you can get a clear run, Marissa Magic for Norma Linen of Doyle and trained, of course, by Jerry Griffin, I feel could be there or thereabouts.
Whitney, 2, Crossfield Ruby, 3, Misty Soprano, 4, Animal Rankin, 5, Nocturnal Sauce, and 6 is Marissa Magic. Where we go for race number 11, literally 6 misses the break and 2 shows good early pace up the inside. Crossfield Ruby takes him into the opening bend from 3 and 4, then comes 1, 5 and 6. Bit of trouble behind his extended 2 and 3's lead. Crossfield Ruby takes him into the back straight from Misty Soprano at the halfway stages 2, 3, 1, 4, 6 and 5. Well strung out into the third bend. 2 about to be challenged by 3. Misty Soprano looking for room on the inside. 2 shuts the door and kicks on again now. Crossfield Ruby still out in front by a length and a half from 3. So you're going to have to go a long way round as they turn for home. 2 for 3 as they're racing down to winning line 3. Close between 3 and 2. Photograph. We'll leave that one to the judge. The winning time was 28.90.
Thanks, Mike. 28.90. I think 3 got there. Let's have a look at it again. Trap 2, Crossfield Ruby takes a flying start, shows good early pace. 3 just forced to switch to the inside there, Misty Soprano, but Trap 2, Crossfield Ruby has a 2-length lead as they enter the back straight. Misty Soprano challenging on the outside as they head into the third bend. 1, Avongate Whitney back in third, and a long gap back to trap 4, Anamore Rankin back in fourth. Off the last bend, Misty Soprano is forced to slightly check there, but as they turn for home, Crossfield Ruby look to have it in the bag. Trap 3 comes up, little bit of bump in there as they hit the line, but I think Misty Soprano has just got there to deny Crossfield Ruby in 28.90. Joe, I can see the results is confirmed there. 3 beats 2 and 1.
Result just in, yeah, exactly, 3 beats 2 and 1, and showed great pace because kind of ran up the back of trap 2, did Misty Soprano around the third bend and lost his momentum, but stayed going in this very, very well bred bitch, and of course owned and trained by John Houlihan of Ballyduff, who of course makes it a homebred, owning the dam Misty Angel as well. Had 4 starts prior to this, but I had it written down in my notes. There was always going to be more in her. Had been running into some traffic and congestion problems in its prior races, and it was a very, very nice performance in 28.90, considering the traffic problems she had in this race as well. As I said, she ran up the behind of trap 2 going around the third bend and just regained her momentum and powered home, and it was very, very impressive performance. Trap 2, Crossfield Ruby for Brendan O'Shea of Mill Street also ran a fantastic race in defeat. It was very, very tight up to our finish, but the winner of our third race here in Tralee, Mrs. Soprano, owned and trained by John Hoolan of Ballyduff. Well done to Connections.
Thanks a million, Joe. We've one more race to come from Clonmel with yourself, Joe. So eyes down and see can you land the viewers the last winner of the A6 contest down in Clonmel. No pressure. I'm sure you can do. You can produce the goods for us. So our last race here at Shelbourne Park is the British Scene with Mark Sullivan Open 550, and this is a fabulous 550 contest. We have some of Ireland's top trackers in this race at Night Tornado, Great Name That, and Catch Me Flying, Auxerre out in Trap 6, Sizzler and Stories Pee-wee. Ian, just a brief word on Explosive Boy. Absolutely flew about 4:17, a quicker sectional than last week. Brilliant performance.
Yeah. What I'm going to take out of the race is the fact that, you know, the dog in second closed him to the final bend, and Explosive Boy extended his lead up the home straight on him. Very impressive. You know, he's looking all over a Derby type greyhound. It's no surprise that Pat said to me about the Dundalk International. Pat has gone hunting the Dundalk International on more than one occasion, and yet no surprise that Pat likes the idea of big money for one run, I think. Fair play to him. But Peter Sutcliffe must get a mention. He's after winning Cesarewitch with Amazing Alice, a Produce Stakes, of course, with Explosive Boy, and now Race of Champions. It's been a hell of a month for him. Meanwhile, they're on parade for the finale here tonight at Shelbourne Park, and a special contest in store. Night Tornado races in red for Larry Dunn, a son of Dribby's Kane and Royal High Flyer. 2 Great Name That, Liam Dowling for the very quiet Syndicate, a son of Dribby's Jet, Ballymac Bonnie. 3 Catch Me Flying, Thomas Buggy for John Byrne, Michael Byrne, a son of Shavataran, Roseville Liz. 4 is Stories Pee-wee, Mert Lahey for Gavin O'Mahony, a son of Overlimit and Kitty's Box. 5 is Sizzler, wide running son of Lawhill Blake, Tremba Graham Holland for Marion Maloney, Out of Illusion Dream. And 6 is Auxerre for Ollie Shields, another wide runner, a son of Drippy Sydney and Tom's Delight. It's a really quality 550-yard contest. It's the British Scene with Mark Sullivan, a Open 550. It's the great way to finish off proceedings here tonight at Shelbourne Park.
Yes, thanks a million, Ian. And why not try a trio in the last race here at Shelbourne Park? Guaranteed. Some decent guarantees here tonight, and some of the trios has paid quite well. A live show for our last race from Derby sponsors Boyle Sports. Down the card they bet it's 11-10 on Night Tornado, 9-4 Great Name That. It's 5-1 Catch Me Flying in 3. You can have 20-1 Stories Pee-wee in Trap 4, 6-1 Sizzler in Trap 5, and Ollie Shields' Auxerre is currently an 8-1 chance out in Trap number 6. I'm going to side with Night Tornado here in Trap 1. He was my anti-post pick for the English Greyhound Derby. I can only apologise to Larry Dunn for putting the mockers on him. Look, it's a dog I really like. Ignore Toaster. He's 27.88 for the 525 here in the past. And just look at that latest sprint run, 18.43. It's a top contest, but if he can trap level with these, I think he's a major chance for me. In trap number 2, Great Name That. He's been a top performer for the last year or so. He's some big runs around here in the past. He actually has 27.96 for 525 and 29.33 for the 550. He starts and stays, and if he can lead Night Tornado up early, he'll certainly take some catching. Speaking of catching, Trap 3, Catch Me Flying. He's another one who has lit up Shelbourne Park in the past. He also has 27.98 for the 525 and 29.36 for 550. He was a finalist in the Select Stakes. He will need to improve on his recent trial, such as the calibre of this opposition. You're telling a dog he needs to improve on 28.47 to stand a chance at winning. It really does show you how good of a lineup he is. Trap 4, Stories Pee-wee. He's the youngster of the lineup. Huge run to win a 5.75 here on the 4th of June in a flying 31.10. This is a massive step up in class tonight, but he's young and improving. In Trap 5, Sizzler, well, he's 18 top 3 starts from 23 outings, 29.73 for 550 here. He's 2 from 3 from Trap 5 in Shelbourne Park. And finally, Ollie Shields' Auxerre out in Trap 6. He made his exit from the second round of the English Derby last week. He's some fine form around here when on song, 29.56 this year for 550. And he put up a huge performance when beating Beach Avenue here in 30.81 over 5.75 on Talking Dogs. A race I'm really looking forward to. I think Night Tornado could be a real star of the future. Ian, I'm going to side with the Jolly in 1.
Yeah, I'm just... I haven't seen him run over 550 yards. Obviously, he did run in Toaster over, which is equivalent to 545 yards. But this is his first... I could be wrong. Maybe he ran the open round of the Easter Cup, but I believe this is excuse me, I'm talking rubbish it seems. No, Night Tornado, running 550. It all depends on whether he comes away or not. He's not the type of dog that'll be coming from off the pace, especially if something like Great Name That, Hit the Lids or Catch Me Flying. You know, even the outside pair, Sizzler and Uggs Air. It's an interesting contest. We could learn a lot from this. You know, after this race we could be talking as Night Tornado as one of the top 7 or 8 dogs in the country looking forward to the Derby, or else we could be saying, well, what next from him? He's got to improve his boxing. That's this problem. Well, they are in traps now for this final race here tonight at Shelbourne Park. 1 is Night Tornado, 2 Great Name That, 3 Catch Me Flying, 4 Stories Pee Wee, 5 Sizzler and 6 is Uggs Air. The hare coming up behind traps. And racing, good start by trap 2, Great Name That. 5 Sizzler goes up fast on the outside with 6 Uggs Air, but it's 5 Sizzler that leads into the bend. From in second spot now 2, Great Name That, perfectly poised. Then comes 3, Catch Me Flying, but down the far side, and Great Name That challenging 5 Sizzler. 3 is up the inside, Catch Me Flying on the third bend. It's 5 Sizzler goes on again from 3, Catch Me Flying, and a slightly disappointed Great Name That is coming back for more. It's 3, Catch Me Flying, but here comes 2. Great Name That will get there in the end and scores from 3 in second, Catch Me Flying, and 4 Stories Pee Wee. The winning time 29.65.
Yes, thanks a million, Ian. Big performance by Great Name That. Let's take a look at it from the start. Nice Tornado once again missed the kick at the start and lost all chance. Trap 2, Great Name That, went up well. Sizzler showed flying early pace into the first bend, and he leads down the back straight. I thought here Great Name That was going to kick on and win convincingly, but Sizzler showed huge pace into the third bend, as too did Catch Me Flying, and I thought Great Name That, I thought his goose was cooked here. You can see Sizzler shades of Tyler, big Mike off the last bend, oh so wide, gives his chance away. But look at Great Name That, never say die attitude, and gets back up and wins going away at the finish in 29.65. Big performance by Great Name That. Sizzler showed awesome pace in second. Night Tornado a little bit disappointing. He really will have to improve his trapping. That's twice he's run over 550 now, and he's broke similar to that on both occasions. I'm going to head down to Joe in Tralee. He's with Declan Dowling.
Yes, we're here with Declan Dowling, General Manager of Tralee Greyhound Stadium. Declan, the night has had it all. It's been a fantastic night's racing, and great credit to you and your team. The only thing we're missing is the best dressed man competition, which I'm sure you did the early one as well.
Thanks, Joe.
Give us your summary of the night's race. It's been brilliant.
Look, it has been fantastic, and I think we have a new superstar in greyhound racing after Explosive Boys. I suppose a replica nearly of last Saturday night's win, and he's going to be a star. You know, he's going to light up the Wild Sports Irish Greyhound Derby, I think, and wherever he runs. And it's fantastic that he graced us here in Tralee, and we look forward to him doing greater and better things.
Absolutely, and it's great to see such quality greyhounds come down for the Race of Champions. And just about the Race of Champions, Declan, Kerry GA, of course, or normally in normal times they're always with us here for fundraisers. Going ahead, they're going to be coming back.
Yeah, look, Kerry GA would have been here tonight if conditions prevailed and they could bring in a full attendance. And talking to Peter Keane there, we got Tom Keane today again from the treasurer of the Kerry GA, who sent his apologies. He couldn't be here this evening, but they're even hopeful by the end of this year they may do something here as part of the fundraiser for Kerry GA. So they're certainly looking forward to getting back in with us, and if they're not going to be here at the end of this year, they'll definitely be here for the Race of Champions next year.
Absolutely, and it's great to see the crowds back. Even great bit of atmosphere this evening. Syndicate starts, and it's great to see, and great food and drink here in Tralee Track.
There is, and look, wherever you have great greyhound racing, you're going to have people follow that. And again, many thanks to yourselves for coming down and talking to us, and we look forward to next year.
Absolutely, and thanks to you and Heather and Kieran and all the team. You've done a fantastic job and fantastic studio down here at Tralee Track. We look forward to seeing you again next year, Declan.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks a million.
Thanks, Joe. I made a bit of an effort myself tonight. I might give Declan Dowling a run for his money in the best dressed competition, Joe. You never know. Anyway, on parade at Tralee for our last race of the evening. In Trap 1 we have Tim Kelly's Shrown-Draught Matt, a son of Ballymac Matt, and Kilgraney Millie, yet to win in 3 starts. In Trap 2, Bolus Pud for Flor O'Shea and Kevin Hannafin, a son of Kinloch Bray and Bolus Rock. In Trap 3 we have Timothy Gilborn's Gulleen Enda, a son of Lyle Blake and Gulleen Queen, yet to win in 3 starts. Trap 4 we've Nick Cotter's Hadley Ranger, a son of Ballymac Bulger and Hadley's Bud. Out in 5, Ballyhone Spark for David O'Donoghue, son of Kinloch Bray and Greenwell Lark. And in Trap 6 we have the Lynch and Walsh Syndicates Ahavor Storm, a son of Droopy's Nidge and Ahavor Beauty. Let's have a look at a couple more of these in a little bit closer detail. We'll start with Trap 1, Shrown-Draught Matt. He's a well built sort. He's 70 pounder. His dam was 28.60 odd performer in Shelbourne Park. This is our first litter, improving with each start. Well drawn in red tonight, but he must improve his trapping. His couple of sectionals the last few times, 3.24 and 3.20. Will need to go up a little quicker for win purposes here this evening. In trap 2, Bolus Pud. He's the old man of the party. He's posted some fair efforts in defeat, and he's unlucky not to be off the mark just yet. He's not the strongest stayer, but he's likely to lead up the inside. Battle with trap 6 for the early lead is vital here. He's yet to win in 13 starts, but I don't think he'll be too far away this evening. And out in trap 6 we have Avaho Storm. He's another who's likely to go up strongly. Yet to claim his first victory, but better expected. He's expected to be right in the mix as they enter the back straight and battle for early supremacy with trap 2. Joe, early lead up for grabs here between 2 and 6. I asked you to get the viewers the winner. Have you got it for us?
I'm going for the red jacket, Barry, of Sheahan Draw Matt. I think this Greyhound, he was previously middle seed, is now on the inside, and I think that will suit him in his last race. Kind of went to go inwards, has been finishing well, and I think if it gets a clear run from the inside, I know it's breaking probably isn't its best attribute, doing a 3.20 split, but if it can improve on that, I think this son of Ballymacmat has a big chance. But there's some very, very nice lightly race types. We alluded to it earlier with Timmy Gilburn, Golleen Enda, a very shrewd man with a Greyhound, finished third last time out and is sure to be there at the business end of things. Only its fourth start tonight, so lightly race, improving and unexposed. The dog I definitely like is trap number 5, Ballyhone Spark, for David O'Donoghue of Castle Island, a winner here in 29.78 last time. Is consistent at the traps, 3.12 and 3.18. The splits is going in a right trajectory. Perhaps if it breaks the 3.10 mark, could be one to lead. That's the orange jacket of trap 5, Ballyhone Spark. And then trap 6 for the Lynches and Walshes syndicate, Avoher Storm, has had 9 starts, still a maiden, yet to win a race, but has some very, very nice placed runs, has 3 seconds and has a 3.08 sectional to its credit as well. A repeat of that could see the stripe jacket of trap 6 perhaps lead up. Also trap number 2, Bolus Pud, has some nice runs as well, 6 places from 13 starts. Another Greyhound without a win, as you alluded to as well, Barry, perhaps not staying the best, but if I had to pick one here, I would go for the red jacket. It's another Greyhound without a win, but I think it could break its maiden tag tonight. They're putting the last one into the boxes in trap 6, and we're heading over to Mike Flaherty for our last commentary of what has been a fantastic night in Kingdom Greyhound Stadium in Tralee.
All in, here's running for R12 Racing Tralee, 525 yards, grade A 6, trap 1, Sheahan Drop Matt, 2 Bolus Pud, 3 Golleen Enda, 4 Headley's Ranger, 5 Ballyhone Spark, and 6 is Avoher Storm. Where we go for race number 12. 5 misses the kick and it's fairly level up front between 3, 6 and 2. Then comes 4, 1 and 5. Around the opening bend they go. Golleen Enda takes them into the second bend. 6 has moved off wide there and hampered the rest of the field, and it's 3 who leads by 4 lengths over 5. Then comes 1 and 4. Golleen Enda out in front at the halfway stage from 5. Ballyhone Spark. Then comes Strandrock Matt as they race towards the 3rd and 4th bend. Still trap 3, but coming back to the field. Here come 5 and 1 with late challenges as they turn for home. Golleen Enda trying to make all from 5. Ballyhone Spark. Then comes 1 who's moved wide, racing down toward 2 line. Trap 3 holds on for victory from 5 and 1 in our final race. Trap 3, Golleen Enda, the winner in 29.79.
Thanks a million, Mike. Now for the first time, Joe has let the viewers down with a selection. Hard luck, Joe. Let's take a look at it again. 2 and 6 were expected to lead early. 2 missed the kick. 6 does show good pace up on the outside. 3 though, Golleen Enda, shows the best pace of all to lead at the first bend. A little bit of trouble in behind. He's already gone 5 lengths clear of Ballyhone Spark and Sheahan Drew Matt. Joe selection back in 3rd place. The 2nd and 3rd do close into the 3rd bend. 5 Ballyhone Spark and trap 1 Sheahan Drew Matt. And I thought 1 here for a moment, Joe, was going to give us end the night for victory with us, but in fairness to Golleen Enda, that's his first win in 4 starts. He goes on to win in 29.79. Trap 5 is 2nd, Ballyhone Spark. And your selection, Joe, Sheahan Drew Matt, was back in 3rd. Had no luck at the first bend. Unlucky there, Joe, but it was a tremendous night's action altogether.
Barry, you're very, very harsh to be. I did say that the white jacket of trap 3 and Timmy Gilburn, he's a very, very shrewd operator with the Greyhound, lives in West Limerick in Kilmeady, and of course he owned the dam of this fella who was a 28.66 performer around Limerick, so certainly not a surprise to see him winning this race. It was a very, very neat performance, and definitely the Greyhound with a nice future. Yeah, you said it there, Barry, it's been a fantastic night's racing. I really love trips down to Tralee track. It's a fantastic track. The management team of Heather and Declan, they really do a tremendous job here. They're really in amongst the people, meeting owners and trainers catering to their needs. It's a fantastic track. Really love coming down here. And the Race of Champions, well, year in, year out, the Race of Champions provides us with top class racing. It's fantastic to see it, and the prize money is majestic. But we have seen a class act before our eyes tonight. Explosive boy. The campaign he's put in this year is absolutely tremendous. Cannot wait to see him. I was delighted to see Packle File saying he's going to Dundalk for the 400 and then for the Derby. Very exciting year ahead. But yeah, fantastic night's racing train. Credit to everyone down here at the track.
Excellent stuff as always, Joe. Joe, thank you very much for your time there this evening. Great as always, and safe home, and we'll talk to you again soon. All the best, Joe. That's Joe Sheahan down in Clonmel. Brilliant as always. Now, speaking of brilliant, we've seen Susie Sapphire, fabulous performance, and in the very next race, Droopy's good. So winning trainer Owen McKenna was interviewed after the sensational performance by Susie Sapphire.
Whenever you're ready.
Well, Owen, what a performance. We're making a habit of this after Oaks Fangled.
We're delighted now. She had a great draw. Like, she's desperate young, 19 months of age. You know, she won the Puppy Oaks. We threw her into the Puppy Oaks. She was very young for her experience. She won it with the draw, won it for her probably in that. She went through this like she was getting stronger, and you know, it's an unbelievable performance for the bitch for one so young. And looking at the draw, we had a great draw. I thought hopefully Jerry Merriman's bitch would come away with us and might help us around the bend. But like, you know, she done everything right tonight. The split to the halfway, it's hard to come from behind the bitch doing 28.15, and she front running, like, you know, so just delighted over the moon.
And it's a fantastic achievement, like a second Oaks and only her 12th outing.
Yeah, like as I said, the Puppy Oaks is a great stepping stone for her, and the bitch hasn't come in season yet. She's never been in season, so we said myself and Peter said we'll throw her in, give her experience, and if you don't, you're going to race against the dogs. And you know, it paid off. Like, she qualified away, she won a couple of nights, and she's done us proud, and she's a great little bitch.
And it's a great victory. The Comerfords have dogs with you for a long time, so it's a great victory for them as well.
It is. I'm delighted for Peter and Jeannie, daughter. They do a great job on them. Like, they come to me immaculate. You know, they rear them, I'd say, to the best they can. Like, and they're in unbelievable shape. And I'm just delighted for them. Like, they've had dogs for us down through the years, and we haven't had a lot of luck, but hopefully it's changing, and it's great for them as well.
And it's your first Oaks victory. Where do you think she'll go next?
Oh, God knows. Like, we're waiting for the coming season. It's probably, if she come in season and have a break, it's probably what she needs. Like, there's nothing for her there, but she'd have a break now after, you know what I mean, a bit of a campaign there, Puppy Oaks and Oaks, so we'll give her a break.
And the Cannon's in great form, another winner just there as well, so things are going well.
Yeah, like, he ran well. Draws win finals, draws win races, especially around here. If you can tip out in front of a trap one and make the short way home, like, it's hard to, but no, the dog's running well, so onwards and upwards, hopefully.
Well, congratulations, Owen. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent stuff, and huge congratulations to the Comerfords and the McKennas. Fabulous evening here for Owen McKenna. Ian, we're nearly at the end of the show. Just briefly, what's your highlight of the evening here tonight at Shelbourne Park? Obviously, Susie Sapphire was fantastic in the final. Droopy's good wasn't too shabby either.
No, he wasn't too shabby, but no, the undoubted star was Susie Sapphire. Really look forward to seeing her in action again. You know, you hear Owen saying there that she's due in season, or he's hoping she'll come in season. I too am hoping she comes in season, because I want to see her at the back end of the year when she is that bit stronger, when she is approaching 2 years of age, and just see how good she could possibly be. You know, maybe the likes of a Night of Stars or Winter Racing Festival, something along those lines. There'll be a few other bitch competitions, maybe the likes of the Christmas Oaks, because she's a special lady. She's only going to go one way. That's getting better. She's November. You know, she won't be 2 years of age for quite a few months yet. Great run, and of course we have to mention Explosive Boy. Can't wait to see him in Shelbourne Park. Joe was interviewing Pat. He obviously wasn't listening too carefully. He's not going for the 400. He's going for the international over 550 yards, and I think that's a great call. One race, maybe a run or two here at Shelbourne Park, and then into the Derby. And yeah, he can go all guns blazing, because it's going to be a special derby. But again, Susie Sapphire deserves the plaudits here at Shelbourne Park. She was simply sensational.
Yeah, she was indeed. Ian, thanks again. Wonderful evening. So tonight is my last show. We've 2 more weeks to run left on the series. Just want to say a big thank you to Don Quinn and Orla Strumble for the opportunity. Of course, the team here that work with me, we've Dan and Vinny, who make it very easy in my year. Ian Fortune, of course, who's always been there. He's been an absolute pleasure to work with. Robert Carlison too, and of course we can't forget the roving reporters of Emma Buckley and Joe Sheahan. So it's been really enjoyable. A little bit nerve-wracking at first, but as I say, I've thoroughly enjoyed it in the the end. So listen, thank you very much for your support. Robert Carrison will be back here for the next 2 weeks, and hopefully I'll see you for the Derby in July. Once again, thank you for joining us here on Talking Dogs TV. All the best.